to another episode of the Stubborn Heroes, a Dungeons & Dragons podcast. My name is Adam, and I'm the Dungeon Master, and fuck you, David. And the Stubborn Heroes we have today are Michael, who plays Thanthui.
Hello.
Parker, who plays Tyrannus.
Hello there.
Cody, who plays Belgarath.
Hello.
Billy, who plays Benjamin Grimshaw.
Oh, hey there.
And we have a guest today. That's right.
What about me?
Didn't I say you?
No.
Oh, yeah. Fuck you, David. Okay, so. All right, David, who plays Bonnie.
Hello.
But we have a guest of honor today. We have a very good friend of ours. That's right, Mr. Griffin from the Hideous Laughter Podcast. Hello, Griffin. Everybody give him a round of applause.
Hey. Oh, it's going to peek everywhere. Clap louder. Hey, guys. Happy to be here.
Yeah. So why don't you tell our audience, because your podcast takes place in a realm very, very far away from ours. You don't even use the same system as us, do you?
We don't. Yeah. I'm the game master of the Hideous Laughter Podcast. We're a Pathfinder First Edition podcast. It's the story is really a gothic horror adventure. We like to ham it up for the horror aspects of the game, but to your point, it is a different system. We're not playing 5th edition, so I think most people that have listened to a 5th edition podcast or a Pathfinder podcast can kind of fill in the gaps, vice versa. But yeah, it's a D20 system, so it's a good listen. I hope you listen. I hope you like my character in this. I'm not going to do the character voice right now because I don't want to give it away.
Absolutely. And where can they find you if they wanted to find your podcast?
Oh, basically any podcast listening app, but we're also the hideouslaughterpodcast.com. We're at Laughter Hideous on Twitter. We're at Hideous Laughter Pod on Instagram, and we're on other social medias, but I don't manage those.
I hear that. Parker takes care of all the social media for me. Mm-hmm. We have that quite designated. Awesome. That's great. So I like to ask all of our guests this. What experience do you have with Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition?
So this is going to be very exciting for all of you. This is my first 5th edition game ever.
Okay. So
Interesting.
Like a virgin.
Hey! Watch it. People will start belting out singing now. Okay. Yeah, so right now I'm not going to say the character that you've made, but you and I have been working quietly on the side for the last few weeks developing a character for you that I think we're both happy with, right?
Absolutely.
And yeah, so we're just going to get back into it. You see, I didn't want to do a one-shot with you, mostly because anytime we do a one-shot, it's always canon with everything. You know, I don't like to do this bottle episode to the side that doesn't really affect anything. So I always find a way to incorporate it. For instance, you said that you've listened to one of our episodes specifically before you came here, right?
Oh, yeah. A couple at this point.
You listened to our Halloween episode, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. And it took place in the world of Alien, obviously. There was like Weyland-Yutani Corporation, obviously the Xenomorph, all that stuff. That's actually still canon with our story, because at the very end, there was this sort of dream sequence with Tyrannus, and you didn't know what was real, what wasn't real. So when it comes to like one-shots, I'm all for keeping them within the realm. So you have a lot of power today, because any crazy things you do or say kind of become canon with my world.
You know, I'll try not to mess with your world too much. I know that feeling. So
If you happen to kill Belgrath, or really anybody but Belgrath, especially, or whatever else, then I mean, it happens, right? I mean, really anybody Belgrath.
Kill me, please.
Oh,
He said it. It came right out.
Did you hear that, Cody?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he
It'll be the
listened to the
replacement.
show and he heard your voice.
I could do your voice specifically.
We don't need you anymore, is what Griffin's saying.
Oh, so Cody can go back to bed then.
Yeah.
I think he's actually blushing a little bit there.
All right, so let's get started, boys. Everybody in roll 20. So, Griffin, I'm not sure if you had a chance to inspect our map too much, but
I mean, it's gorgeous, by the way.
yeah, it's actually So this map was created by Domino44. She's a cartographer online. Go follow Domino44, everybody. And if you want to see the map, you go to stubbornheroes.com. All right, so where we last left off, you had all just arrived at Stormtalon. We pretty much had 2 episodes of shopping and shenanigans. But you've also, at the bank, due to a little finders keepers in the king's law, stumbled upon a 100 gold property that you purchased. And this place is the most run-down little keep you've ever seen. The bank has tried to sell it 15 times, and they believe that this place is just completely cursed. Ben bought a carriage, and you were all headed on a quest to find a specific person.
We were headed to find Lopsoc.
There you go. So you're all in the carriage right now. It's going to be a long ride across the city on Ben's carriage. Ben, I'm guessing that you're the one who's handling the horses, right?
Either.
Okay. And everybody else is in the back. Was this the expensive carriage that you bought?
It's literally the best land vehicle that you can buy other than a chariot, which I don't think would be very practical for as many people as we have. So, yeah.
So you're all traveling through the city of Stormtalon, taking in the sights as you travel on the carriage. And you're going to have a little bit of time here before you reach your destination.
Tyrannus would be reading through some of the books that he took out from the library, from the Royal Library. And as Tyrannus is reading through them, he's kind of thinking back over the last couple days, and he would turn to Thanthui. Thanthui, can I ask you something?
Okay.
Do you remember when we killed that vampire back in the Coven in Hearthglen's Sanctum?
Yeah.
He seemed to turn into a red mist, and then it flew away. Does that mean he's dead, or can vampires survive being killed like that?
Well, it would. So Thanthui would pull out his book and look up vampires. Would he be able to find any of that information?
Yeah, you have Deckard's monster manual there. So if you just bring up the monster manual, you do have letter V available to you. So therefore you will have access to all the information on vampires and vampire lords.
I don't think there's anything that says anything about death.
Well, I'll just Thanthui takes out the monster manual and he starts working on that. Is there anything else anybody wants to talk about while that happens?
I'm just driving this old carriage.
Are you in there with us or like outside?
He's outside.
Yeah, I'd be out front probably holding the reins. I'm assuming I'm by myself right now. That's why I'm not really saying anything.
So Bonnie will go sit outside with him. Hey, Ben.
Hey there, Bonnie.
Roll a dex to see if you can crawl out in a moving carriage.
Well, I really hope Lopsoc will be able to help me with the string. If he can, maybe he can help you with your little problem.
Maybe. I got a few ideas to help myself help. You there, I think you might have got yourself in quite a pickle there with that ring. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it did age me quite a bit. I mean, I look like I'm 14 now.
I think that's the least of your worries right now. With the whispering and like scary noises that thing makes.
Oh, that's nothing. I'm used to that in my head all the time.
There's gonna turn into Tyrannus. He's gonna be like, I can't see anything that talks about if it was to die or turns into a mist or anything. So, could be alive somewhere.
It's comforting.
How does one kill a vampire then?
Well, if he was a big bad vampire, like I said, it would be the stake to the heart, but where it has... God, where did I scroll to it? Hold on. There we go. All the regional effects where like the vampire would be, if the vampire was destroyed, the effect will end after a certain amount of days. So if we were to go back to that area and everything is normal, then he's probably dead. But I don't want to go back there.
Well, I think it would be wise to, at some point, go back and confirm that he's dead. We don't want someone of his power walking around still.
True. And if he is still alive, at least we know we can kill him with a stake to the heart.
And as this is going on, Tyrannus, you hear whispering coming from Rasuan's bag. From his sheaths and his weapons, and underneath this Shing Dynasty fine piece of cloth, the whispering continues. Take me. You know you want my power.
Tyrannus is going to step onto the blade, like stamp on it. Silence, weapon.
Soon enough, my dear. The whispering just sort of ceases.
I'm getting very tired with this talking sword.
What? Why don't you just throw it away?
Throw it away so anyone could come and pick it up?
Bury it, sell it, burn
Throw
it,
it in the
melt
ocean.
it.
I intend to speak to this Lopsoc about the sword. See if he can do anything with it.
Well, let's see what he can do. Hopefully he'll figure out the mysteries of that. But Xanthri's gonna also, he wants to look through this new monster manual of the A through, what was it, A through D?
A through D, which was the rare one.
Yes. And he's going to look up specifically Changeling.
Okay.
Now my question is though, can I actually look it up? Because I'm looking at like the monster manual.
No,
Okay.
because changelings are not considered to be monsters.
Okay.
But what you do come across is an interesting, similar type of thing called a doppelganger.
Okay.
Doppelgangers are not changelings, though. They are considered to be evil with dark intent.
Gotcha.
And so you'll find the doppelgangers in there.
Tyrannus would continue reading his books, return to his studies.
Yeah, you're reading the books that you got from the library. Bonnie and Ben are hanging out up top. Belgarath, what are you doing?
Well, seeing how I wasn't here for the last part of the episode, I don't know what interesting things happened or
With you,
Belgraph
nothing.
would've done. Yeah, that's what I mean. Nothing happened. So I
Because
guess
when you leave during an episode, you don't get to have fun.
well, if I want to make money, I gotta leave. So
But yeah, I mean, if there's anything else you want to touch on before we continue.
not really. No, like I guess Belgraph would just be, I guess, taking a little nap in the carriage.
Yeah. And as the noble houses and the posh cityscape from the upper city fade from view, you're traveling north. You can see and feel as the stone roads descend downwards. The perch of ravens and its gothic aesthetic also fading from view in the northeast as you descend lower and lower into the city. The sun is no longer above and has started to set at this point as you reach the evening. This descent is met with a clear understanding that you are no longer in friendly territory as you enter what is known as the gloom. A quarter of Stormtalon filled with rows and rows of hoveled homes, crisscrossing alleyways, darkened dive bars, and a bastion for crime and villainy. A swath of bricks and mortar that seem to be in constant need of repair. It's filled to the brim with shady-looking individuals, poor peasants that look at you and your expensive carriage in awe, some with envy. You notice the strong smell of burning metals from the numerous forges that seem to be on every corner, still alight at this late hour to continue the king's war machine of creating weapons in preparation for a war with the Qing dynasty to the east. The gloom is seen as a necessity for the kingdom in that way, and the nobles in the other districts care little for the tradesmen and the blacksmiths and the peasants and the lowlives that live here. You don't see any stormglaives, none of them. No city guards. No one is here protecting these people. Everyone here is paid low wages or paid nothing for their work, as almost everybody just simply forges weapons. Everybody can do a perception check if you're looking around in these slums.
I am. I'm outside.
I'm reading my books.
I would, as we enter this new area of the city, I would open my books away in the carriage and poke my head out of the caravan. Take a look around. I got a 17.
Yeah. Ben, you got a 16?
I got a 15.
Yeah, 15. Okay.
Well, 14. Who's that?
Belgarath, what are you doing?
Belgrath is snoo right now.
Okay. So, yep.
Because of my whole werewolf thing, it actually says I have advantage on perception checks. So would that apply to this situation?
Hold on.
You already rolled it.
You already rolled it with advantage.
Did I?
Yep.
Yeah, it's got a 16 and a 4, and it took the 16.
Oh, I didn't even see the 4. Cool. I just noticed that. I never saw it before.
Well, there you go. All right, so...
Because I'm a werewolf now.
Yeah, I'm going to say the three of you notice... Okay, so Bonnie and Ben, you notice that some shady-looking individuals, some weird-looking folks, are giving you long glares as you pass by. And one of them seems to be writing on a parchment as he looks at you pass by, before folding it up and handing it to a street urchin. The child runs into an alleyway with the note and disappears.
Bonnie waves to them. Hi!
A little bit taken aback by your abrasiveness.
And then she picks up Susie and goes, "Say hi, Susie!"
And we'll just kind of make note of it and just kind of like make sure nobody's gonna do anything suspicious or malevolent towards the caravan.
Tyrannus, you would notice that as you're passing by, there seems to be one street where at the end of it, there's this very large sort of fortress. It seems so out of place in this rundown city. Its walls are very high and made of newly formed brick. There's guards stationed all around it. The building itself seems to be made of like a fine white marble pillars with gold and silver sort of etched around it, and you see what also glowing red runes all around the building as well. And they seem to flash different colors. Sometimes they're red, blue, yellow, or green. And these runes are shifting and moving around these large walls.
Would I recognize any of these runes?
Okay, do you know Abyssal or Infernal?
No, I am not a devil or a demon.
You do not recognize these runes.
Dang
Okay.
it.
Seeing those runes, though, they would remind me of Belgarath's armor, and I would just kind of kick him awake in the caravan and say, Belgarath, wake up. We might need your expertise soon.
What? What's going on?
The runes on your armor. How much do you know about them?
Not that much, actually. I just know that.
Literally nothing, Cody.
Yeah, I know. I just know that I put the helmet on and it works.
Tyrannus would rub his head and just shake and just say, very helpful. Thank you, Belgarath. Always enlightening.
Anytime?
And when you turn back, Tyrannus, you notice that street is long behind you, as the address you're headed to isn't that building. As the carriage continues moving for a few more minutes, and then at long last, Ben, you bring the carriage to a slow grind and stop as you arrive at your destination.
This is the address. It says it right here on this parchment.
Yep, this is the address given to you, Bonnie, but at Enderhart's Antiquities. This seems to be a rundown and broken shop. This is not the glorious sort of place that you were maybe expecting before you started your journey. This place looks abandoned, in complete disrepair. The windows are smashed in, the walls and area around it are run down. No lantern light or flickering brazier inside. From what you can tell, it seems to be empty and abandoned completely.
Ooh, this place looks beautiful. Let's go.
Tyrannus will exit the caravan and summon his glaive, being on guard.
You sort of hear the lightning flash as your glaive appears in your hand. The creaking sound of a hanging sign is heard. It's half off its hinge and looking as if it were bashed in or broken by brute force. You can barely make out the words that are etched into it. They simply say, "The Hideous Laughter." What do you do?
Bonnie would just skip up to the door. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
It's actually shut, but when you put your hand on it, it just immediately slowly creaks open. You notice that the door handle and the lock are just completely bashed in.
It's already open for us. Should
Bonnie,
we go
be careful.
in?
Be careful, Bonnie.
I'm always careful. Bonnie will push the door open.
Tyrannus is like, I can think of 6 times where you weren't careful today. And there's
she will.
this ominous sort of silence, a dead silence from inside. And it's completely dark.
She will pull out her blade from her wrist and put Right of the Dawn onto it.
Okay, don't you have to cut yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
We're rested, right?
You guys are rested, yeah, before we begin, because health matters.
Tyrannus would be walking up behind Bonnie and would illuminate his glaive.
Does Bonnie cut herself in the shop?
It's just kind of at the doorway.
At the doorway, yeah.
But her blade comes out of her wrist, which doesn't cut her, but then she has to cut her hand with her blade and then smears it all over the blade, her blood all over the blade.
And then suddenly the blade alights with a
bright light,
dawn, right? A bright yellow golden light. And as you put your blade inside, sorry, Griffin, was there something that you wanted to do when Bonnie?
I'll save it.
Okay,
It's coming.
Okay.
Oh God.
She takes 6 damage.
You probably wish you got the second one.
Oh no, sorry. It's supposed to be the 1d4. It is supposed to be the 1d4, not the 1d6.
I'll allow it, but I don't feel like, going deep dive into Blood Hunter right now, but okay. Well, why the fuck would it roll a 1d6 then?
Oh, we got 2 different numbers here.
Yeah, you got 2 different numbers here. Anyways.
I'll do the 1d6. I don't care. I got lots of health.
Okay.
You say that now?
Later on, when he gets killed, and he's like, "Oh, you killed me by 5 health."
Bonnie will pull out her blade. She will slice her hand and go, because it was max damage. She goes, "Ooh, that one hurt a little bit." And then she'll smear her blood all over her blade to light it up.
Yeah, and it lights with this golden light. Tyrannus, you're holding your glaive ahead of you. It's shining out a bright light as well. And as it does, it's sort of like your glaive is encompassed with this golden glow around it that's sort of shaped like a trident. And you both enter. The inside looks as broken down and destroyed as the outside. In fact, it may be even worse. Your feet crunch on broken shards of glass and fragments of wood. Cases that clearly once held items on display are empty. The shop, so cold and hollow, a slight echo hangs on every word. This place seems dead.
I would just like to pick up a stick or something and then use my magical tinkering to illuminate it.
You can do that?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Imbue a tiny, non-magical object with magical property of your choice, 5-foot radius.
How the fuck can you make
Radius light, 6-second long recorded message, emits odor, non-verbal sound. Yeah, man. I'm gonna make this stick glow.
It's like when you make a light bulb light up from a potato. Right?
Exactly.
They got all these fancy spells and shit. Oh, fuck out. I just need a stick, man.
Just imagining Tyrannus there holding this trident, Bonnie's there holding her sword with blood seeped out her hand, and then you're just behind them. You're like, I can do that too with a stick. And you're just holding up this stick as you all walk into this eerie sort of shop. What do you do?
Bonnie will step forward.
Yeah, you've all.
Hello?
There we go.
Lopsoc.
You hear from the back. Young lady. There's something. It's so dry back here.
Are you okay?
I think I need a little help.
All right. Bonnie will just jump over and head
Just
over to where
entice
the
to go
voice is
back.
coming.
That's all you needed.
Bonnie doesn't need an invitation. She'll go anywhere. She doesn't care.
Bonnie begins stepping forward into the darkness with her glowing sword. Do you all join her? What are Belgarath and Thanthui doing?
Well, Balgrath's outside, kind of outside the door, but still can, since it's wide open, can hear all this. Just mostly wondering that the carriage we just bought is in the slums, but just sitting there. So he's just wondering what Ben is thinking to do with the carriage. Ben? Are we just leaving the carriage unlocked so anyone can just get on and leave it?
Well, I assume the last person out would lock the damn doors.
Am I the last one out?
Yes.
Saying 3 still in there?
Yeah.
You can make a stick light up. You'd think you'd at least install automatic locks.
I haven't got there yet. I'm working on it.
I don't know where I'm going to the back room.
Yeah, we'll get to you. Okay, I gotta figure out what the hell's going on back here.
Balgarath will lock the door. And
Okay. And
we have alarms on this carriage. And he'll join inside, seeing Bonnie head into the darkness. Bonnie? Where are you going?
I'm going to find Lopsoc. That is what we're here to do.
Tyrannus is going to cast Detect Magic.
okay. You have this. You detect magic, Tyrannus, and what you're sensing is that there's some residual magic pretty much in every case within this shop, as if this shop definitely had a lot of magical items or weapons or armor, but they're all gone now. But you do sense a powerful, potent necromancy magic in the direction that Bonnie is headed.
Bonnie, wait.
What?
I'm sensing something back there.
What are you sensing?
There's some sort of powerful necromancy. Hold on. Wait for the rest of us. We should be smart about this.
You hear from the back. No magic in the shaft. Read the sign.
You look over and see a sign that says, "No magic in the shop."
Tyrannus whispers under his breath, "Yeah, not anymore."
Well, let's go then.
Thanthui, what are you doing?
Balgarath will join Bonnie, heading towards that direction.
Tyrannus will head up the rear of the party.
You all know, okay, look at the vampire cave, look at the house, look at all the other times that Bonnie just runs into danger. She does not care.
I was going to say
The troll
Thanthui's...
cave.
Yeah. Thanthui's left in darkness unless you're joining them. Like, what are you doing?
My shield is my shell is actually lit up.
Ah, so you guys would see a blue glow from Thanthui's shield.
And Thanthui is going to just look around the counter as everyone's just hopping over it. He's going to see if there's any
Collectibles.
Yes.
Any books.
Okay, you start rummaging through the counter. Roll an investigation check.
9.
You really don't find much, just like old daggers, some tools made to fix items. You find a few gold pieces, like 2 gold pieces.
Yes, I'm taking it.
Can I roll a perception?
Absolutely. You're being looted, so.
Oh!
Yeah, you know what the fuck's going on.
Nat 20. First roll.
you definitely
His
hear.
first roll, Griffin, is a nat fucking 20. You know everything that's going on in your shop.
You hear from the back. Hey, I know it looks like shit. Don't go rummaging through my stuff.
What? Your stuff? This is just laying around.
This is a place of business. Don't take stuff from my counter. That's not the way we do business.
Thanthui's just gonna eerily put everything back, and he's gonna go, where are you?
He's back here. Hello, we're heading there now.
Why would you go to the shop owner, Bonnie? Shouldn't they come to you?
That is a good point.
He said he needed our help. Let's go.
Bonnie, what you approach is what seems like a locked door ahead of you. So you can't go any further.
Bonnie will try and open it.
Okay. Is the door locked, Lopsoc?
Oh, yeah, the door's locked. Hey, there should be a pile of armor in there. It's got keys on it.
Bonnie will look for the armor.
Yeah, and Bonnie, what you see on the far left here on the table is just a pile of plate armor. Is this the armor? Am I thinking the same thing as you here, Griffin?
Yep.
Okay, so you see a pile of what looks like finely made armor, and a large scythe that is in the shape of a raven's head at its tip. So the blade itself is the beak of a raven, and you see all this armor piled up on top of it with a raven cloak wrapped up on it.
Would I recognize this armor? Like, it's...
Roll a history check with advantage.
I have advantage anyways.
Oh, well, la-di-da.
Wow.
Didn't really help you.
Can I have double advantage?
Absolutely not. No, Bonnie apparently.
But that's much better. I like that one better.
Yeah. Okay. No, Bonnie, you don't immediately recognize. It just looks like a pile of metal and a cloak to you.
Wow.
Lopsoc, if I might ask, why are you locked into your own shop?
Well, if I knew that, they'd call me Lopsoc. I just got kind of knocked in here. I can't get myself out. But I have extra keys. They're over there on the table. Just grab them. That's all I need. Just grab the keys.
Does Bonnie see the keys?
You don't see the keys. You just see a cloak with a bunch of metal armor underneath it, but you haven't moved anything. So.
Tyrannus looks around at everyone.
There, I investigated.
Are we just going to go along with this voice on the other side of the door? Doesn't this seem suspicious? Am I crazy?
No,
Just looking at
there's
everyone.
somebody. He's locked
He's
in his own
crazy.
shop.
Bonnie will be
And
like, if we help him, he might help us.
And you say that, Bonnie, and then you turn around, you put your hand and you move the cloak aside. And I don't know, Griffin, what your plan is here. I don't know if you want to take over here and just tell me what happens.
You'd find a key ring. It's kind of around the handle of this ornate-looking mug. And the mug's wet.
The mug is wet.
Yes, it's like overturned to the side because all this stuff is laying on the table. And you see like just a tiny trickle of liquid coming out of the mug.
I will investigate that liquid.
Well, you can just keep going with that same investigation.
Okay.
Because this is all the same investigation.
23.
It's ale.
I think he's just really drunk. She'll grab the
Alright.
keys and walk over.
Proceed with caution, Bonnie.
I always do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do, Belgrath. You just don't realize it.
What do you do, Bonnie?
I unlock the door.
And the door swings open. I'll let you take it from here, Griffin.
Well, you should make a perception check, probably, to investigate this room. It's suddenly gotten quiet.
Is it perception or investigation?
I guess investigation in 5e.
11.
11.
My investigation sucks today.
So you see various knickknacks in the storeroom, but a lot of it seems to be non-magical kind of junk. And on one of the shelves, you see a skull. And it's got gems in its eyes, a dent in one side of its head, and it doesn't do well at hiding the fact that it's moving. With that investigation, you'd hear that the teeth are chittering. All right, I've waited long enough. Did you bring my mug? I told you it's so dry back here.
No,
And the
it's
skull
still-
begins to speak.
Well, I guess it was attached to it, right?
It was attached to the key ring.
Okay, that would have just brought the whole thing. Yeah, but there's nothing left in it.
Check again.
Okay.
Bonnie.
It's
Go
full
look.
of ale.
Bonnie, a skull is talking to you.
Do you think that really bothers Bonnie at all?
Not, probably not.
You're taking this really well for a young lady.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen my fair share of weird.
Do you mind doing me a quick favor? I don't really get customers very frequently, but I need some help getting back to my body. Door's been standing in the way. Can you just kind of plop me on over?
Sure.
Bonnie, don't touch him.
Why?
Tyrannus is going to cast Mage Hand and lift up the skull.
But I want to play with the
I feel
skull.
so fancy.
I want to play with it. Let me play with it.
Tyrannus raises it up to like the ceiling level, so Bonnie can't get to it.
Bonnie will jump and try and get it.
You drop me, I swear to the gods.
Bonnie will now make herself grow taller just to try and grab it.
You're unable to reach it, Bonnie.
Oh.
Tyrannus is going to walk into the other room with his mage hand, carrying this skull. You want to be reunited with what? Where's the rest of your body?
That armor over there, that was my key ring.
Over
Just put me right on top of it. See, it doesn't have a head.
Alrighty then. And Tyrannus will just plop the skull onto where the armor is.
And he just kind of like makes a cracking his neck motion, shakes his arms off, shakes the rust off, swings around, stands up. Well, it's been a couple days I was stuck back there. That kind of sucked. How's everybody doing? You here for what are you here for?
Never mind us. What are you?
Would Griffin, would you be able to just fully describe what your character looks like for the audience?
Absolutely. So now that he is together again, you see a skull on this slightly rusted but still very ornate set of armor, and it does have runes similar to other armor you've seen. He's wearing a black feathered raven cloak. He has his trusty mug, obviously, and you did do a great job describing this raven headed scythe that he holds in his other hand. He stands probably 6'2", and if you were to, I think in your investigation, probably move the armor around, it felt like the armor was heavier than regular armor, like it was full of something.
Your body.
Maybe. The rest of me could be in here. And so at this point, he does take a drink from his mug, and it makes a tinking sound on the inside of his armor as it clearly just goes right through his skull and gets the inside of his plate mail wet. Refreshing. It's been like 3 days since I've had anything to drink.
That seems like a waste of ale.
Wait a minute. Cormac? Is that you?
Who?
Cormac. You sound kind of strange.
Not Cormac. I'm Belgarath.
Balgarath, huh? And he would come over to you quizzically at first, but he's inspecting your armor. Where'd you get this?
My pa gave it to me.
Was your pa's name Cormac?
No.
I wonder how he got it then. I made this armor.
Huh?
I made this. This is from my shop. I made this. Usually I put in anti-theft precautions, but clearly you got past them. I don't know how you took that from Cormac the Bold, but that's who I made this for.
I got this years ago when I was very little.
I mean, I could check the ledgers, but I think I made this like 10 or 20 years ago. It looks great. You've kept it in great shape, but it's definitely not yours.
Belgarath, where did your father get the armor from?
His pile of gold?
Okay.
He probably stole it.
Well, there was a lot of people constantly trying to kill him, but he pretty much desiccated them, so he probably got it from someone that tried to kill him, and he added it to his pile of gold.
I would have thought this armor would have protected Cormac better than that. Strange.
Would Bonnie now recognize the armor on him? On Lopsoc?
No. You don't recognize the armor, no?
Bonnie wants to know everything.
There's no symbolism to... You just see he's wearing a black raven cloak and he has a raven scythe, so you can come to your own conclusions if you wish.
Because of that, I roll another investigation.
I think I'll tell you what to roll, but the investigation...
Yeah, that's not how it works.
That's
I
not
think
how
it's
it
funny
works,
how he
David.
says, I roll an investigation after he rolls to see what he rolled.
Exactly. If he
Actually,
rolled a nat
no.
1, he wouldn't be saying I rolled an investigation.
To be fair, I clicked it, and then I clicked it and said that as I was going back to the Roll20 page.
Okay.
So I didn't actually see what I rolled.
All right, there's stubborn hero. All right, well, let's
He's
see.
the reason why our name is Stubborn Hero.
All right, well,
I'll ask you guys again, because you never really gave me a straight answer. Why are you in my shop?
We all have many reasons to be here. I have a ring here. It seems that when I used it, it aged me 5 years. I used to be 9 3/4.
And you were traveling with these guys?
Yeah, they're my friends.
That's kind of fucked up.
She's, hold on. I understand what's going on here. She's not what she seems. I should say, it is not what she seems.
Bonnie kicks Tyrannus.
Can I do a check on that?
yeah, you can roll a history check. Or are you more... Well, it depends on what you're trying to find out, Griffin. So is Lopsoc trying to sort of get an insight into whether or not they're lying or figure out what's going on? Or is he trying to think of his own sort of history and things that... his own knowledge?
I think he's trying to recall.
He's
Like,
trying to
he's
recall
trying to-
that's a
yeah.
history. Okay.
Okay. I did not do well, though, with a 6.
With the 6, nothing comes to mind, Lopsoc. I mean, not with the information that's been provided.
Sure.
I am just 14 3/4 now, and I want to go back to 9 3/4.
Oh, to be a kid again.
Right? Yeah.
Well, all right, let me take a look at it. I mean, what else am I doing? And he takes another sip of his mug, and it again splashes on the bottom of his armor.
Yeah, you all just hear it just like splash inside, and even it leaks out of certain spots on the armor as well.
Also, it won't come off my finger, so yeah, I can't take it off.
Bonnie, do you present the ring to...
I show him the ring.
Okay.
Like I pulled my hand out.
Yeah. Roll an Arcana check with advantage, Lopsoc.
Same number, 17.
Yeah, so you definitely recognize this ring in a way. It seems like something that you would have made in the past, but you know you didn't make this one. While inspecting Bonnie's ring, it's silver. It has a skull on the end with green burning eyes, and as you touch it, the eyes glow a putrid green, and the area around the ring on Bonnie's skin turns black and decays a bit, and you feel a dull aching pain in the hole that's at the top of your skull. The magic that cursed you is felt in this ring. And you know this ring has a curse in which it is stealing the life from the person who's wearing it and cannot be removed by anything except for an item that you might have had in the past but no longer possess.
Looks like you've got a pretty shitty finger trap going on here. I've dealt with curses like this. I mean, look at me.
Yeah, you do look kind of dead.
Yeah, you could say that. You could say that I'm dead, but I'm still here. I can't really explain it. Oh, it's probably a curse. That's what did it. It was a curse.
Maybe nobody chopped you up like I do with all the dead that I kill.
No, this was what messed with me and what's messing with you. It's got to be some kind of fiend. I know who did this to me. Seems like the same kind of magic, at least.
Do you know where they are?
I know where they are. Have you ever heard of the Maestro?
Yes. Oh crap! Who said it? Who told us about the Maestro?
I've heard that name before. Thanthui, didn't you mention something about a maestro?
Yeah, I heard a little bit about it when I went to see... Oh, fuck, what was her name?
The whole time Ben's just sitting there kind of like
yeah.
scratching his head like, what the fuck is going on? This skeleton's walking around like...
Definitely Ben's Cowboy Ben is a little bit out of his element right now, that's for sure.
Are you still holding that illuminated stick?
Yes. He's just kind of like... with a stupid look on his face the whole time. It's just like, what the fuck?
That one doesn't seem too bright.
It's okay. He's a werewolf.
No, he's got a curse of his own. How many of us don't? Raise your hand if you don't have a curse.
Tyrannus raises his hand.
Belgrath raises his hand.
Slowly raise his hand.
So we're about 50-50, give or take.
So, why do you drink ale even though you're not drinking ale? That's kind of a waste.
Why do you wear armor to look like Cormac the Bold, even though you're not Cormac the Bold?
I don't know who Cormac the Bold is.
The one he made the armor for. He just told you that, Belgrath.
I'm gonna hit you, Bunny.
Well,
You can try if you want.
he just wears that armor to hide his true identity, but, you know,
Shut up.
as Thanthui's tapping on the counter.
Would Ben be able to like attack him mildly, like whack him in the side of the head to cause damage to make his helmet recline?
Absolutely. You hit him with the stick?
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to whack in the
so
back of his
you
head.
whack him, but the magic in the stick sort of fizzles out when the stick breaks when you do it. And then because you took damage, Belgrath, suddenly...
No, I want him to roll.
Okay, fine.
Fuck that.
Roll the hit. Unarmed strike.
Unarmed strike on Belgrath.
All right.
Yeah.
You missed.
Okay. Yeah, give you advantage. You didn't see it coming.
Oh.
Yes, because he was right.
17.
Does a 17 hit?
It's.
Yeah!
So the armor
I feel
retracts.
bullied by the
So-
DM here.
What happens is suddenly you would see the armor just suddenly retract upwards, become just a helmet that flies, and then a goblin is now standing in front of you.
Oh shit! You still have it stuck in prank mode. I built it like that. You know, when you get hit, it used to make Cormac the Bold naked immediately. It's hilarious.
What is he talking about?
You just got hit and the armor retracted, right? Cormac never wore anything under his armor.
That was dumb.
Oh, it's hilarious though. He would get hit in combat, naked.
I kind of like this guy.
Why would you make that feature for suit of armor?
Well, you can turn it off.
You what?
You can turn it off. I just put it in there as a joke.
How do you turn it off?
Well, I'm not going to tell you unless you pay me.
You know what? I don't need to know.
It's good. You look better as a goblin anyway.
You don't need to know. What if a guard hits you in the city and then your suit retracts? Then you're dead.
I'll jump in a bush.
It will kill you.
I like the bush method. That's
Jumping in the bush is Belgrath's go-to for disappearing, so.
But Belgrath will raise his foot and stomp down as hard as he can on Ben's foot for hitting his armor.
Okay, you two can squabble at the corner all you want. Who wants to push the plot forward?
As I was saying, Thanthui, what do you know about this maestro?
Oh yeah, we kind of got sidetracked again.
All I know from Ophelia is I'm supposed to come here, find Lopsoc, and get a book. Other than that,
Who's Ophelia?
Last time he was keeping it a secret. Now he's just open to it, apparently.
Is that someone you got those robes from?
yeah, I went to town down there, went to that dark housey place, and yeah,
And what book do you need?
Thanthui's going to attempt to say it.
Is Michael worried that he can't say it?
I can't say it. I'm looking for Demonomicon of Vecna.
Oh, the Demonomicon of Vecna.
There you go.
Wait, did I get it right? I don't know, I'm a little drunk.
How can you be drunk if you're not actually drinking it?
These aren't the kind of questions you should be asking.
Can I point out, did anybody ever, confirm that this is Lopsoc?
You haven't asked my name.
Exactly.
Well, I went Lopsoc, your kiss.
I said it's dry back here. Lopsoc, you still in this place? No. Yes, I'm Lopsoc.
Then you're who I'm looking for.
You're who we're all looking for.
I feel like a MacGuffin right now.
I just came along.
Nobody asked you, Belgrath.
Belgrad, go guard the wagon.
It's gone.
As Thanthui casts Mage Hand, grabs Belgrath and throws him out the door.
You can't use Mage Hand
As
in
a
that
goblin.
way.
You can't use that on a
It can't
character
lift.
like that.
It can't lift. So you guys would see Thanthui for the first time cast a Mage Hand. It looks like sort of trickling watery hand. Tries to grab Belgrath and just does nothing.
Thanthui doesn't
Just
know
gets him
that.
wet.
Well, now you've just
Thanthui's
learned.
just learning.
Yeah, he's only a level 1 wizard.
Belgrath's gonna pick up a stick and chuck it at Thanthui.
I'm glad that we're doing all this shtick, guys. This is going to make for an
And-
amazing episode.
As that
What-
stick flies towards me, Thanthui's going to cast Gust on the stick to throw it back at Belgrath.
You want to waste all your spell slots? You go right ahead.
They're cantrips.
Oh shit! All right, so Belgrath, you
do this
throw
all day.
you throw the broken stick, and Thanthui casts Gust. The stick goes flying to the side. Well,
He's gonna flip Thanthui off instead.
hey Tyrannus, what are you doing?
Well, I'd like to hear more about this Demonomicon.
I don't know anything about it. I just know I'm here to get it.
Do I know much about the Demonomicon?
Well, I
hope so.
did give you a little thing in your write-up about Ophelia, which is a name he has mentioned.
Well, it seems like you've all come to the right place. I had the Demonomicon. I had the ability to remove that ring. I had Cormac the Bold's armor till you stole it.
I didn't
But-
steal it.
But that brings us back to the maestro, doesn't it? Because you notice how this shop looks a little shitty and I look a little worse for wear? You
What are you
notice
talking about?
that
This shop looks great. All spooky and everything. It's wonderful.
yeah, but I wasn't selling Halloween decorations. I was trying to sell magical items. And so usually you have to make a place look kind of nice. Anyway, a couple months ago, this crime boss called the Maestro, came in and destroyed all my shit. Took all my good stuff, took the Demonomicon, and cursed me. I used to be a pretty normal guy before this. I used to be known as Lopsoc the Living. Well, that's what I called my former self. I mean, you don't really call yourself the living when you're alive. You don't know what you have till it's gone, right? But here's the thing. That guy is not a guy either. He's some kind of fiend, some kind of Yulagoth. I don't know.
Bonnie perks up at the word fiend.
I used to be a runesmith. Have you heard of those? I could forge incredible magical items. But the maestro, he killed me with my own hammer. And he cursed me in this way. And I think if you need this book and this ring removed, I'm gonna need my hammer back in order to do that.
And where do we find him?
Does she do that a lot?
Her eyes go very black.
It's kind of a normal thing.
You get used to it.
Is this something that I start to recall then? I know I didn't.
Well, maybe. I mean, you are noticing her breastplate has the symbol of House Moonbreaker on it.
Young lady, are you of House Moonbreaker?
Yeah? Latanya is my mentor.
And that would make you a blood hunter? Perhaps.
That's right.
That's very interesting for someone so young.
She's not really that young.
That's
She
all
kicks him
illusions.
again.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bonnie. You just mentioned before that Ben is a werewolf. I thought we were sharing all of our secrets.
Snap, says the audience.
Like how she's supposed to be a changeling, but she's not.
What are you talking? I am a changeling, and we don't talk about that right now. Anyways, yes, I am a blood hunter.
So at this point, Lopsoc kind of gets down. He's a big guy in his armor. He gets down to your eye level, crouches down, and he seems suddenly much more sober. And he kind of whispers to you, "Although I find myself in a strange place, she guides my path evermore." And he stands back up. "All right, I'll help you. But we gotta figure out how we're gonna get this maestro if you want all those items and you want this curse removed. You guys aren't from Stormtalon, are you?"
We arrived here yesterday. Yesterday?
Uh,
Today?
2 or 3 days ago, I forget. But it's
We arrived here a few days ago.
there you go.
I think that's gonna work in our favor. Is it's gonna be kind of hard to get an audience from the maestro, especially, with this mug. He knows what I look like, considering he did this to me, and knows that I wouldn't be very friendly to him if I saw him again. However, he does love magical items. He went through all the trouble of wrecking my shop and letting me kill a couple of his men to get the items that I had. I think if we seek an audience with him, using a powerful enough magical item, we might get his attention. And by doing that, we probably don't have to fight our way through. But as you can see, I'm kind of, the stuff he didn't take was kind of my worst stuff. So I don't really have anything that I think he's interested in.
There's something Tyrannus has that keeps talking to him.
Would this work as a entry point? And Tyrannus would take out the blood sword that is wrapped in the shing cloth and presented to Lopsoc, kind of holding it out in front of him.
Lopsoc, do you have the identify spell?
I do not have it.
You do not. Well, you do now.
Okay.
So
Who called that one?
I'm just, I mean, it only makes sense. The guy deals with magical items. I'd completely forgotten to give you that, but we'll allow you to have it. Basically, Lopsoc, you move your hand over this shing cloth, which is very foreign to you, very mysterious with spirit magic, and this piece of cloth is very impressive. It's actually able to suppress the effects of magic, and you can feel that suppressing the magic of this blade that's underneath. And when you just lift up the cloth a bit, you see this long blade that seems to constantly be bleeding, but then the blood that trickles off of it sort of disappears in magic, and it has this bloody bloodshot eye on it that just turns towards you and looks at you. The hilt is like a bat's wings, and the handle is old and tarnished, and it just sort of whispers, and you hear a feminine voice. Will you be my next wielder?
As you can see, it's constantly trying to entice us to use it.
Yeah, this blade's mostly edge.
I really want it.
I think you cursed once, shame on you. Cursed twice, shame on me. That's what I always say. I don't want to pick this thing up and risk it, but well, I'm not sure. It's certainly magical. It's certainly got a good deal of power. I don't know if it's something that the maestro would necessarily be interested in, but by the same token, giving a Yulegoth something like this might make him a little harder to take down. So what do I think, Adam? Do I think this is something that's like sufficiently valuable?
You think, yes, this is sufficiently valuable. With your identify spell as well, you know that this is, as a runesmith, you know the history that vampire lords, each of them have a weapon that they fashion themselves that is based around them. This one, by identifying it, you'd see the runes along the side. Its name is Atu, A-T-U. That's the name of this blade. So you would name this blade Atu, the Blade of Blood.
Did you guys read the name tag on this? It's
There's
named
a name tag?
Atu. Blade of Blood?
Bless
Ring any
you.
bells? No. Have you killed a vampire recently? Is that where you got this?
We killed a few.
Did you pick this up off one of them? How'd you get it?
Yeah, one of them was wielding this blade, and we killed it, so this was left behind.
We think we killed it.
Well, this blade certainly would have been tied to its wielder. Its wielder may have created it, or at least was a secondary wielder. But these are generally created by vampire lords. So if you're telling me you killed a vampire lord, I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good about going and fighting the maestro, maestro. We should be good. You guys are strong, right?
I'm the strongest.
Totally.
But you feel, sorry, to answer your question from before, you definitely feel that this would be valuable. You're not sure how far it's going to get you.
All right, gang, this is a good start. Do we, anyone have any other magical items that might entice a Yulegoth?
Ben will just go over to Tyrannus and just say, and whisper to him, kind of like, "Hey, remember that fancy box? That was worth a good chunk of change, wasn't it?"
Yes, but perhaps we want to keep that for future investments.
Oh, I'm not saying actually give it to the guy, but that would definitely get us in the door. We just don't bring it with us. Get him to meet us at a said location, segregated.
Lopsoc, Trance now not whispering to Ben. Lopsoc, tell me, what do you know about star metal?
Star metal, huh?
I'll just tell you. So, star metal is the rarest metal known in the realm, and it cannot be forged. You as a runesmith would know it's worth like 15,000 gold per pound. It is so utterly rare and so expensive. It cannot be forged by any known means whatsoever in this realm. So it can't be fashioned into any sort of weapon, nothing.
I mean, it's valuable as anything, but there's nothing I could do with it. I mean, I'm a runesmith. I wouldn't be able to even crack it. So I know of it. I don't know how interested the maestro's going to be in a chunk of it, unless it's already fashioned into something interesting.
So if it were fashioned into something interesting,
That would be quite valuable.
then I think we'll be fine getting in to see the maestro.
I have a magical item I don't use.
What did you say, Belgrath?
Said I have a magical item that I don't use.
What is it?
Belgrath will then pull out the wand of magic missile.
This is a pretty standard fare here, Lopsoc.
That might get us to see one of the guards at the front door. By my reckoning, we're going to want to be as far into the maestro's compound as we can be and kind of cut the head off the snake.
Oh, fine then.
Belgrath will put the wand back away.
Maybe we should start using it. You know what they say, use it or lose it.
Well, I've used it a couple times and it seems like he wants to keep recharging, so...
So between the star metal box, is that what it is? It's a box.
That is quite the rare find for the realm of Varian, yes.
So star metal box or blood sword.
Yep.
Between the two, would I think one is...
You would definitely you definitely say the star metal is exotic and may be very interesting to them, but considering you know that they're Yugoloths, and where they come from, you don't know how rare it would be in a different realm. You would cast your detect magic spell on everybody here, and you would be able to sort of get a makeup of all the different items on them, just so you can make a final assessment. You'd notice I think I wrote to you all the different magic things that you'd detect on everybody.
Oh, shit.
If it's in the
Yeah, it's in the document.
notes, I'd...
1 sec. I have a breakdown of everybody and what's on them.
Tyrannus was intentionally not saying certain things.
Did I write it in here and not send it to you? Oh no. Well, that's clumsy. Whoops, there's something I didn't put in here.
Wow, bring him in and don't give him all the information.
Wow. Well, that's my bad.
Way to go.
Just give me
Sorry, guys, I'm dangling in the breeze here. Let me just... let me detect. I'm going to use identify a bunch of times on you guys. I hope you don't mind.
Yeah, I have it here.
Lopsoc is just feeling all of us up for
Hold
our
on, it's gonna update. Just refresh. It should update. It's saving now.
I see it all.
Yeah. Suddenly, his armor runes start to glow on his own armor. He starts sort of waving a hand around to each of you.
What is he doing?
He's magically undressing us.
You can, Tyrannus, are you still holding your glaive?
I am.
Oh, okay. Well, you can ignore that second part with Tyrannus.
I'm so interested in what it is.
This is... Tyrannus, I'm seeing some strange energy on this glaive.
It has quite the history to it.
I mean, what's it from? I'm detecting all kinds of different types of magic on it, but sometimes I'm not seeing anything.
It was a gift of sorts from the Tempest.
All right, put your arms in the air.
I will do no such thing.
We got him, boys.
Tyrannus bolts.
This is linked to something on you. I mean, I'm not gonna do you the indignity of grabbing it myself, but
That's wise. I suppose he looks around the room. You would mean this. And Tyrannus will pull out the arc stone.
And what you see there, Lopsoc, is a stone that seems to be made of moon metal, which you know is owned entirely by House Moonbreaker. But the stone itself seems natural, and yet it has these runes all over it. And you would recognize these as druidic runes that pulse with like a light blue and white lightning magic inside.
this is something. I mean, I've seen moon metal before, but what does it say? I'm not versed in the druidic arts. I can't read it.
I'm pretty sure this is the first time Tyrannus has heard that it's druidic in nature.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yep.
Tyrannus would kind of feign knowledge and just say, well, yes, druidic. Well, you don't need to know what it's for exactly. But it is very valuable, I assure you that. But we cannot use this stone to get into see the maestro. It's off the table.
I mean, we could. I could make you a new one, probably. If we get my hammer, anything's possible.
I highly doubt that.
Well, keep an open mind. Let's see what everybody else has. Ben,
I guess none of you have actually said your names.
Yeah.
He's a cowboy, robot, werewolf man to you. These guys suck at introducing themselves to people.
I introduced myself.
Yeah,
he knows
that's
my
true.
name.
You know Belgrath, and
yeah, I know Belgrath.
and that's it.
I'm Bonnie, and this is Susie. And she'll hold up her rabbit.
No, she introduced.
And she'll make the rabbit go, hi, I'm Susie.
Does that hurt the rabbit?
No, she's a stuffed rabbit. She's my best friend. And Thanthby over there is my other best friend.
He's shaking his head no.
I was going to say, is Anthony shaking his head as much as Michael is right now?
They're both my bestest friends forever and ever and ever.
Hopefully, removing the curse might help here. We'll see. All right, well, I'm going to call you Tex. You seem like a cowboy to me. Hey there, Tex. I can't really make heads or tails of any of your gear. It's, I get the idea that it's all made by you.
Pretty much. Name's Ben Grimshaw, by the way. And
Ben
he'll
Grimshaw.
just kind of tip his hat to him.
Lopsoc gives him the finger guns.
Ben would just kind of like smile, appreciates the gesture.
Bonnie, I can tell that, you know, this glowing sword you have, you made it glow. And I can tell it's, you know, he kind of gestures to his scythe. Our Lady in Black, she sometimes chooses weapons to give her blessing to. I think yours is one of those.
It came right from her.
I don't know that it would be a bargaining chip, though. It kind
I
of
will
seems.
not get rid of it. It helps me kill all my favorite monsters.
You know, a lot of these items I'm identifying really seem like stuff you want to hang on to. I wonder why that is. Balgrith, obviously the armor's magical. I made it. But, you know, he didn't take my armor, so I don't think he really would want your armor. But that bone's kind of interesting.
Nope.
It's got some magic
Nope.
on it. I mean, I'm 90% bone right now. I get why you wouldn't want to get rid of it, but it's only temporary, right? We're gonna kill the guy.
Nope.
Belgrath likes his bone.
This is my bone.
Lopsoc sighs, even though he doesn't need to breathe. Turns to Thanthui.
He likes to hit things with his big bone.
He also likes to play with it in the corner.
Thanthui, I'm sensing a mace.
No.
Thanthui is the only one who hasn't come close.
I am respecting the shop owner and standing behind the counter.
As he tries to steal stuff earlier.
Steal stuff earlier. He's still shy about it.
I put it back.
Listen, I'll forgive you and I won't call the guards if you let us borrow your mace for a transaction we have to do.
I can't let it borrow. I need my mace. It cleanses the water.
Well, I mean, we can see how far we get with the blood sword and the star metal box.
Listen, we'll do what we have to do to get to him, and then we kill him and get this over with.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You won't be without your item for very long. We just need to get into the door. And then, instead of presenting the item to him, you kill him with it. It's easy.
My weapon doesn't kill.
Well, then why do we even need it? Let's trade it.
Sounds like a bad idea.
Lopsoc, which one of our items do you think will get us in there the best?
Well, your buddy Tyrannus there doesn't seem... He's probably gonna bite my arm off if I reach for that stone.
Yeah, he might.
So probably the blade and the box. Maybe we can do a combo, and that might get us further in. If we present both. It's like a box set.
How about this? And Belgrath will kind of hesitantly, but full on just bring out the dragon tooth drinking horn that he has on his hip.
Hey, Lopsoc, you made this for your old friend Cormac.
I swear to God.
You took all his gear? What the heck?
I told you I was given this stuff by my pa.
Something
I think
doesn't add
his
up
father
here.
killed your friend.
Hey, he tried to
sad
kill my
sight.
pa first.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Did I make the drinking horn special at all?
Yeah, because basically you made these items for your friend because he was going to go slay the red dragon. And you made the armor and the drinking horn. You even made it a parody of a dragon where anytime he drinks from it, he could blow out fire.
Am I starting to put two and two together here? That,
Yeah.
yeah. Were you raised by a dragon, kid?
How'd you know?
Just a couple of the things you said, and, my friend Cormac was a pretty strong guy. Probably would only be killed by a dragon. And you ended up with all of his gear. Did you at least scrape off the charred remains from the inside before you put it on?
I don't know. It looked clean when my pa gave it to me.
Belgrath, you remember there were some bones inside, but you fashioned them into your armor that you're wearing.
So I'm wearing his friend.
You're wearing his friend.
I don't know if Lopsoc would put that piece together.
Probably not, but Belgrath would.
There was some bones in the armor when pa gave it to me, and like most
You buried
bones,
them, right? You gave him a proper funeral? Correct.
well, most bones that I received, I fashioned into my armor, so...
At this point, Lopsoc pulls off his gauntlet, and you hear a kind of like a pop as his wrist joint pops with it, and he just kind of slaps you with the gauntlet and puts it back on. Smack. You're wearing my dead friend. That's quite kind of you. I realize you didn't know this going in, but
I was very
Wow.
young when this happened, okay?
Really small world that we're
Well,
Really.
Lopsoc, at least your friend still gets to travel.
I don't know that he would have ever wanted this.
I mean, whether he wanted to or not, he's doing it.
He's traveling against his own will. I get it. I think we have the items we need. I want to help you guys. Trust me, I do. But I'm recognizable at this point. The maestro knows who I am. He knows what he did to me. You guys all have like backpacks?
Yes.
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 All right. I'm no good at stealth anyway. If we had to kind of stealth around, I'd be no use to you guys. But you can pretty easily get me in. And he takes one last swig from his mug, pounds twice on his breastplate, and falls into a pile of armor, and the skull just kind of skitters on the ground. All right. Pick me up, put me in your bag.
Can I get the head? Can I get the head? Please, 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 please.
Bonnie, you grab the head.
Anyone else? Anyone?
Xanthri, why don't you put him in your shell?
Oh, that's creepy.
It's cozy in here. I love what you did with the place.
All right, so
Xanthri has acquired a talking shell.
okay, do you pick up all the pieces, Xanthri, throw them in your shell?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
his armor's all up in your shell. I don't know how that works, but yeah,
I
sure.
don't either.
His shell's actually a bag of holding.
Whatever. Yeah, so Bonnie, you got the skull of Lopsoc, and Lopsoc, because you're so close to Bonnie's stuff, you'll be able to whisper and speak to her
right.
without worrying about people hearing you, as long as you're whispering. Okay.
Sounds good.
So Bonnie has more whispering.
Yeah.
I like
This time
the
it's me.
whispers.
And I just want to say that's the closest we ever got to Belgarath's backstory in this campaign.
Yep.
That's the closest thing we got to his backstory. Because we haven't done your origin yet. All right.
We still have to do mine too.
I know you, Thanthui, and Belgarath are the three who are next, but
But now everyone knows that I was raised by a dragon.
any details besides you were raised by a dragon. This is the closest we've ever gotten. Okay, so Lopsoc, you're in your head's in Bonnie's bag. The rest of you is in Thanthui's shell. And I'm guessing, will you direct them towards the Maestro's fortress?
Yep, absolutely.
Awesome. Okay.
Belgrath will put his helmet back on and activate it.
So, Thang3's going to actually ask Lopsoc, though, if the curse is broken, would you be dead?
This is on the way to the Maestro's fortress. You were all walking through the streets. It's nighttime. It's dimly lit in most places, except for some of the forges that are lit and they're making weapons. A few shady eyes looking at you, but you look like a pretty intimidating bunch.
I'm not really sure. I mean, since it's happened, I've tried to die a couple times. You know, nobody really wants to be like this, be stuck like this. But it never worked. I don't know if my hammer can fix me, or maybe something. You know, I can beat the Maestro bloody, get him to reverse it. I'm not sure. But either way, we kind of need my hammer to reverse some of the damage that's been done to the group of you. And revenge is something that I'm about, whether or not it fixes me.
Well, even if you stay dead, I might be able to bring you back alive.
He's a cleric.
He likes to play with the dead things. That's why he's my best friend. Because I do too.
Am I going to regret being in your shell here?
He brings them back to life. I just cut them up into pieces and take things like their teeth and their ears and their eyeballs.
Yeah, so when I bring them back to
That's
life,
all.
they're missing all of that because Bonnie steals it.
If Lopsoc had lips, he'd be like hiding his teeth with them. Unfortunately, as just a skull, he cannot.
Also, on the way, Thanthui is going to go through the monster manual and read up on Yugoloths.
Okay, do you have that? Sure. You definitely have that available to you.
Yes.
Do you see it on there?
Oh, yeah. I've been reading them.
Oh, you have? Okay, good.
He's been reading them.
Is there anything you want to
regardless.
mention to the guys before? Because you're just arriving at the fortress, at the Maestro's fortress. Is there anything Thanthui in character wants to tell the guys?
Much about them.
Cliff notes.
Cliff notes.
Cliff notes. Well, so Yugoloths, they can't be trusted. They shift their loyalties all the time. Pretty much, they're in it for themselves. But there's so many different types of them that I could go through in detail about.
Weaknesses, Thanthui. We need to kill this thing.
It depends on which ones you want. One thing, though, we'll start there. They can only truly die in their native plane of existence.
We just need to kill it temporarily.
Okay. Well, let's see here. Like I said, there's... Oh, boy. Actually, it doesn't even say its weakness on this one.
All right.
I'm going to keep going through.
Yeah.
Continue on as Thanthui is looking for more weaknesses.
Ahead of you, you all see it, and Tyrannus, you recognize this as that fortress that you saw earlier. Along the edges of this tall wall, the wall goes up at least 15 feet. It's made of a hard stone. This place doesn't look like any architecture that's in the town, as if this place was built more recently. The walls have runes that are floating around it. They shift and change color between red to blue, yellow, purple, green, and they shift and they teleport across. It's just like this plethora of colors all over. And there's a tower on each side. You'd see guards standing watch, looking down at you. The guards here are strange. They're all extremely skinny and lanky. Their helmets seem so tight on their heads, as if nothing that they're wearing fits them properly. Their eyes are white, and they look almost insectoid or buggy. And their faces are constantly, their teeth are out, and they're just sort of looking monstrous. They almost look like monsters trying to pretend to be humans. And you only really notice when you get really close. As you approach slowly, do you all properly approach, or do you want to have a quick convo before you do?
Is there anything else you can tell us about this Yugoloth?
Well, nothing in here that talked about weaknesses. Most of them are they're spellcasters, so that's all their weapons. Like that, there's 4 different types, so kind of depending on which ones we see, they all have different
Maybe our new friend
magical attacks.
knows what type it is.
Yeah, huge
I mean,
ass
it
armor
killed
class.
me. So clearly I didn't bypass its defenses.
I might say their armor class is fucking high.
Well,
Do
Thanthui,
I?
you know that they're very powerful, yes.
They are very, very powerful.
So we have to try not to fight all of them, just the main guy when we get to him, and hopefully nobody else is around. So we have to do this smart. Belgrath, no talking.
Excuse me?
I'm just bugging. Ha ha ha.
Oh my gosh, they can speak all languages?
Who are you? Says the guard on the right, who stands next to the large gate.
Tyrannus
Keep
would step
walking.
Tyrannus would step forward. We are the Six, and we have come to seek an audience with the Maestro.
And he turns his head over to the other guard. And the other guard looks at him. And then looks back at you.
Very funny. No one was summoned to see the Maestro today.
We have items that the Maestro will be interested in. It would be wise to let us in.
Roll a persuasion with disadvantage.
Come on. 11.
The guard takes out his spear, which is old and broken and rusted at the end.
I said keep walking. I see nothing of value here.
Bonnie will pull out her bunny and just talk to it, but actually talk to Lopsoc, but make it look like she's talking to the bunny. If there's anything that will help us get in, just tell me. What can I say to help us get in there?
Can I use persuasion to assist? Like if I tell Bonnie what to say.
Absolutely, yeah. You can give. That'd actually be very funny.
All right, Bonnie, you're gonna want to go up to him. You're gonna say, "Hey, Mister."
Hey. Which one? Okay, I'll just go up this one. Hey, mister.
We've got certain items.
We have
Items of
certain
great
power. Items of great power
that we believe the Maestro might be interested in.
that we believe the Maestro might be interested in.
We've had to destroy a vampire lord to come by some of these items, and others have fallen from the sky.
We have destroyed a vampire lord to get one of these items, and others have fallen from the sky itself.
We know the Maestro is a great and powerful
We know the
Lord.
Maestro is a great and powerful lord. And he
So
really
we
would
wish-
like to see these magical items. She kind of went off the rails.
You did it. Great job. That's what I would have said.
I guess I have to roll persuasion now, and he does too.
Either both of you roll persuasion or one of you with advantage.
What's your persuasion?
+8.
Okay, you roll with advantage. Plus one.
Oh my
Holy shit.
Persuasive as fuck.
What is that? He rolled a 19.
Yeah, he is.
Oh boy,
He
yeah.
rolled 27. It would have been 27. It would have been his first.
Yeah.
27.
The two guards look at each other and then look at Bonnie, and they sort of look confused.
Well,
We must speak with the curator. Come this way.
And he knocks on the wooden door. Knock, 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 knock. Suddenly, the large wooden gate opens.
Come.
all right, let's go, guys.
And you enter into the outside area of the fortress, right in front of the front door. There are some torches on wall mantles there, scarcely. So it's very dimly lit here, very gloomy. The atmosphere is very dark. You'd see that these guards are obviously farming. They're growing some exotic, odd fruits to your left and vegetables. Things, Thanthui, when you sort of look over, you've never seen those types of fruits and vegetables before. On the right, you see a stable which is completely empty. There's no horses there. But it is full of blood and sort of some gorish sort of piles of meat in the stable over here. And then on the far right, you just see dozens and dozens of guards just taking up the whole area of the fortress. As you approach the front door, you're now surrounded by a lot of these guards, and they take out their spears and their swords, and they're just sort of staring at you. And then the one guard you were speaking to before, Bonnie, he sort of steps up in front of the front door.
Well, give it here then.
We want to see him. We're not going to give it to you. We will give it to him directly.
Tell him we want the maestro's approval for ourselves.
We want the maestro's approval first.
No one sees the maestro without first speaking to the curator. I will bring your item to the curator myself. Now give it here.
What
Tell
if
him we could do it. We could save him the trouble.
we will do it? We will save you the trouble. Like I told your guy before. We want to see the maestro ourselves.
Roll persuasion again, no advantage this time.
Okay, that's you. You do all the persuasion rolls.
18.
I will bring the curator out to speak to you then.
Very well.
And the guard goes back inside. And you're all out there for just a moment, surrounded by guards.
I was told to be quiet, so.
Lopsoc would give Bonnie a high five if his hand was there.
Give her a little headbutt.
I have a bad feeling about this, folks. Something's gonna happen here. You see these gods? There's something funny about them.
A guard's sort of walking beside you, Ben, and just gives you a real good stare. Do any of you want to do any checks on these guards or any checks with the environment or anything? I'm giving you a chance, so.
I will, yeah.
What do you want to figure out?
I want to see, like, what kind of creatures are under these armor. Like, what kind of guards these are. Like, what? Like, because they're humanoid doesn't necessarily mean they're actually human. I want to see what the fuck they are. Apparently, I don't want to know that badly because I rolled a 6.
Ben, you really can't tell. All you know is that they are creepy looking, and their teeth are sharp, and their skin is completely pale white except for red lines that move about them. And none of them seem to be wearing armor that fits them properly. Guidance, you touch. Sorry, are you saying something?
Yeah, I was waiting till you were done.
Okay, yep.
Tyrannus is going to walk up behind Bonnie and just place a hand on her shoulder and cast guidance. And he'll just whisper in her ear, something to help you again with your persuasion.
Will that go to him?
It would be you, Bonnie. He targeted you, not Lopsoc.
Yeah.
So, Bonnie, you sort of feel this sort of glow from Tyrannus, and he blesses you with guidance.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else?
I guess Belgrath will kind of do a perception check to, like, kind of hear conversations, see how many guards are really around, and, like, stuff like that.
Yeah, just roll general perception check. Roll an insight check.
Insight?
Yeah, roll insight. Because you can sort of already tell how many guards are around. Belgrath, you would notice that every guard in this area, they all have their eyes on Bonnie. And you would feel very uneasy.
Belgrath would kind of, like, lean over into, like, so his head's, like, right beside hers and whispers, like,
Gotta be careful, Barney. They're all looking at you. Keep your guard up.
Thank you, Belgrath. I will.
Danthwy, was there anything you wanted to do?
No.
Okay. Suddenly the front door opens, and emerging is that guard who steps to the side, and as well as a cloaked figure. He's wearing black and dark blue robes. He's sort of lurched over a bit, and he has eyes that are completely yellow. This humanoid figure looks like a jackal. His fur is black, and he has red paint striping up his nose to above his head in almost a ritual way, or some sort of sort of mark of some sort that he's purposefully placed on himself. And he has several scrolls and spell books all over his body. And he looks at all of you.
So, who am I speaking with exactly?
I am Bonnie.
Bunny. And you are a little girl. And you come with thing that falls from sky.
He looks over at the guard. And the guard like nods like,
and a blade of blood.
That is correct.
Give it to me.
What will you do with it?
Enough questions, girl.
Tyrannus will step forward and bring out Atu, blade of blood.
okay. And remember, you left the star metal box at your home.
I know.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything. I'm just saying, so if Tyrannus wants to go and reach for it, he's not going to be able to. I just wasn't going to say anything because you purposefully left it there safe.
It makes sense, an item that valuable. You ain't gonna carry it with us in case someone tries to fuck with you.
And this sort of jackal-like entity, he just sort of... and he waves a hand. You'd see a spark of magic that then surrounds it.
Sheathed in spirit energy. This is most interesting of its own. But what is underneath?
And he sort of pulls back on the tarp, and you just hear that whispering sound, and you would all hear the blade speak.
No, don't send me with that. Anything but that. How could you do this to me? So it is true. You have killed a vampire lord. And what do I call you?
We are the Six.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And where's number 6?
He went off into a spaceship of some sort. He'll be back.
And he
He's on a sabbatical.
Well, 6. I am the curator. I handle the magical items that come into the Maestro's fortress. This one will do very nicely. We shall write up a contract. But what is it that you seek in exchange for this blade? Don't all speak at once.
Audience with the maestro. Audience with the maestro, probably. Right?
We seek an audience with the maestro.
I am afraid such a thing is impossible, for the maestro is not here right now. I could bring you to his lieutenant, who will be happy to sign a contract with you.
I will insight.
Okay.
Let's see if he's lying about the maestro.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll add a +4 to this. So 15.
You really cannot tell. You really cannot tell.
Bullshit.
Anybody else want to do any checks?
Can I make a check on what his face paint represents?
Absolutely. Roll a. I hate to say would be a history check. It sucks because I feel like I'm only making you do history checks, Griffin. But it would
you let me get some persuasion in there.
Yeah.
I don't know why my history keeps giving me.
It looks like you have advantage on history checks somehow. Did you? Yeah. No. You really don't understand what the face paint represents that this particular person is wearing. Thanthui, did you want to do any checks or look into anything?
I'd like to compare him to in my monster manual.
Yeah, you would definitely compare the curator, and he would meet the description of one of them. You would know that the curator is in Arcanoloth, and you would understand, Thanthui, that Arcanoloths are extremely powerful spellcasters, like upper echelon. This is not someone that you want to fight.
Yeah.
I cannot strain that enough.
Yeah.
Belgrath's also going to do another insight check on him to see if he's lying.
Okay. Belgrath, you don't know what the fuck's going on.
Can I do one too?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to use my knowledge from a past life, which adds a d6 to this.
Ooh, I like that. Go ahead. Is that a feature of the Reborn or whatever?
Yes, it is.
Interesting.
3 times per long rest, I can add a d6 to a skill check.
Wow. Okay, so
All right.
20 then.
20.
Okay. Lopsoc, you would feel like he's choosing his words wisely. When he says that, he was very matter of fact when he said the maestro is not here.
As in right here.
As in, he may not be speaking about literally here, that he may be saying that the maestro may not be on this, and considering what you know about Yugoloths, maybe the maestro isn't on this current plane. Now, what about this thing that this grub told me you say fell from the heavens? Little girl?
Dave, it's all you.
Well, I would assume you have it because Bonnie would have forgotten. I mean, Bonnie forgot that you left it there. So, yeah, well, we've shown you this one. We will show the maestro the other one when we see him.
Tell me what Bonnie's surface thoughts are.
Her surface thoughts would be that Tyrannus has it because she would have. I mean, they kind of whispered to each other, Tyrannus and Ben, about whatever, and she doesn't know that he left it at the house.
That's right.
So her her surface thoughts is that Tyrannus would have it, and we're not gonna show him. We're gonna show Maestro because we've already shown exactly what she just said.
Curator's eyes glow yellow for a moment as he sort of moves his clawed hand. Then he looks to Tyrannus. So you have it then? Give it to me, and we will see about perhaps arranging an audience with the maestro.
Tyrannus, knowing he doesn't have the star medal, but also knowing that the only description of it was that it fell from the sky, would reach into his pocket reluctantly, kind of eyeing Ben at the same time, and pull out the arc stone. He would then extend his hand, but not release the arc stone. He would hold it out in a tight grip, just showing the stone.
You see the curator sort of wave his hand over the Arkstone. When he does, those runes that are on it, the one rune that you've activated glows. And then he pulls his hand away, and you see him, he looks a little bit confused, and then he does it again, and the rune sort of glows. Interesting. Yes. This is valuable. And he turns to the guard and he speaks. Does anybody here speak Infernal?
Nope.
Nobody? He speaks.
Nope. Buddy.
He speaks to the guard. And the guard sort of. And then the guard opens up the door. Come inside, all of you. I will bring you.
Lopsoc speak Infernal?
Let us make a deal, shall we? And the curator steps inside with the door open.
Yeah, I guess we're going further.
Tyrannus would pocket the Arkstone.
As you all enter, you'd notice that this place is... What's ahead of you is a giant dinner table, with chairs all over the place. There is mounds of flesh, bloodied, and just, it looks like it's just been torn through and ripped apart all over the table on platters and plates. Do not mind the mess. We just had a great feast. It was glorious. If you were here a little earlier, perhaps we would have invited you.
What was it you ate?
Oh, this and that. You not worry yourself. Sort of walks around the table. And as you guys are walking in and walking past, you notice there are doors to several different rooms. Thanthui, right beside you here, there's a door. Something is inside that just sort of looks at you, and then the door slams shut. And over on this side, there's another door, and then a door here. And the only people in this hallway, it seems to be, is the Arcanoloth and all of you. As the guard steps back outside and shuts the door.
Balgrath would like to use a survival check, if possible, to identify like the type of meat that's on the table.
Oh, that makes sense. With advantage. Yeah.
So there goes the first one.
Ooh.
And second one.
You have to say it out loud for the audience.
So I got a 19.
Good, because people get pissed. You would look at this, you'd pick up one of the bones, and then you'd pick out what looks like a human finger. This is human flesh.
Balgrath would drop the finger back on the table.
Right this way. Anybody else want to do anything?
I'm not gonna piss this thing off.
Lopsoc, what about you?
I mean, I'm trying to be as stealthy as possible on Bonnie's shoulder or wherever I am.
I figure I would have tied you to like my shoulder, like type of thing. The skull just kind of sitting there, but
Oh, no.
little girl.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought he was in a bag.
Yeah.
well, like kind of like where I can hear him type thing. Like I would have
Yeah.
hidden him.
Yeah, you're hidden him.
I would
in
have
the-
hidden
okay.
him like under my dress or under my little puffy thing of my dress.
Sure, use your imagination.
Or under
Yes.
my arm or something. I don't know, figure it out, but
And he opens up a door. You see, he waves his hand. The door automatically opens. Then he starts walking up this very dark hallway, Bonnie. Right this way. And he sort of walks ahead of you and then disappears into the darkness.
I don't like this.
Is that what Ben says?
Nope. He's hard as fuck on the other side. He ain't gonna show that he's fucking cowering like a little girl inside.
You go around the corner, Bonnie,
Too proud.
and you see another long hallway. And another one.
there you are.
And then he stops here
Where are we going?
at the end of the hallway. He turns back to you. Why, it is time for you to make a deal for this
item that you have. Now, I must ask, are any of you new to interdimensional travel between planes?
I have never traveled between planes. Sounds like fun.
Yes, we have.
Are we?
Yep.
The whole Taylor's arc.
Oh, crap.
You went to the other side.
Okay, then Bonnie will change that. Be like, sounds like fun.
Do not worry yourselves. If you feel sick, it will not last long.
And you see the curator sort of wave his hands a bit, and as he does, the door next to him to his right opens. And inside this room where you're all brought in, I know it's a bit squished here, is what looks like just like a storage room. There's a map on the floor, a bunch of different scrolls and random items stored in here. And then on the back wall is what looks like some sort of gate. It's about here. And it's a stone gate that's in the shape of a door, but there's nothing in it. And as you all enter into the room, then the curator walks up to it, and his eyes glow yellow, and then you would see these magical runes forming on the gate where his long claw touches. And the runes form, and then they start swirling, and then suddenly this magic starts to grow in the center of the gate until a portal appears.
This will bring you to Carlo. Carlo deals with all of the contracts for the Maestro. He will be the next one that you speak to.
Does he give us the audience with the Maestro?
He just stares at you.
I have given you what you need. I have given you a path. Just remember, Carlo is also very powerful. But if you get very close, perhaps you would be able to surprise him.
Suddenly, this curator gives you a knowing glare. Bonnie.
Okay, weirdo. She whispers like a child would. Bye.
Do you all walk into the portal?
Lopsoc at this point would kind of nudge Bonnie. Try and go through at the same time as Fantui, or I'm going to get kind of split. That's not going to feel great.
Okay. Hey, Fantui.
Yeah.
I'm very scared to go through here by myself. Can you hold my hand and go with me?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
And you each go through the portal one by one. And the last person to go through, I guess, is Tyrannus. And before you go, Tyrannus, the curator sort of looks at you.
You'll know the value of the item you hold, Dragonborn. Be sure that the Maestro does not get his hands on it.
Tyrannus will confusedly nod his head, trying to figure out what's going on. What he's trying to tell, what side he's on, essentially.
Now go.
Tyrannus steps through.
You all suddenly sort of are taken aback as you stepped into this portal. A stream of magic down a long funnel is all you can imagine as you're suddenly stepping into this darkened room. The very air seems thicker here. Gravity almost takes a different hold on you. You feel a bit heavier. The dark, black, placid stone beneath you has intricate golden designs all over it. You hear shattering noises as upon the walls are platforms of just what looks like hundreds and hundreds of little demonic imps who are writing on parchment paper with this magical ink, creating all of these different contracts, and they just sort of throw them aside, or they then fly across the room or to drop them off. It's like an extremely foreign place than any of you have ever seen before. And at the very end of this room is what looks like a giant desk where a figure is sitting. And for those who have never seen the Maestro, for all you know, this could very well be the Maestro. It's at the desk is a large, demonic-looking figure. His right arm is small, and he sort of has this glow of magic in his hand, which is automatically writing on a piece of parchment. His left arm is huge and long. Thanthui, do you have your book with you?
Yes.
Considering you were looking at the Yugoloths, you would recognize this as a Yagnoloth. And next to the desk is what looks like almost like a bestial dog-like demonic thing. And you'd recognize this, Thanthui, as a Canoloth.
Right off the bat, I've seen the Maestro. Does this guy look like him?
No.
Okay. Bonnie, it's not the Maestro.
We will find him.
Tyrannus is going to say a silent prayer to the Tempest. Tempest, protect us. He just is terrified of everything around him.
Yeah.
He's never seen anything like this before, so he's reaching out to the Tempest to keep them safe.
Yeah. All right, guys, this is what's ahead of you. All you hear is all of the different imps just like speaking in infernal to one another. They're flying across the room, handing each other paper, flying across the other way, handing each other paper. This looks like almost like a demonic office of some kind. And this giant Yagnoloth sitting at the table ahead, he just sort of looks up a bit at all of you. And then he looks back down to his paperwork. And the dog, the Canoloth, is just breathing heavily as it sleeps on the ground. What do you do?
What should we do now?
I mean, this was the next guy. We're supposed to talk to him. Contracts and all that.
All right, I guess we should move forward. A child will take the first step forward.
You're the one that said you're not a child.
But this is your alley. Like, Ben is so out of his element right now. Like, I can't even, like... He's a cowboy, and he's in a realm of hell. Like, he's like, I don't belong here.
Hello there.
Suddenly, the dog just sort of wakes up a bit, and although it has no eyes, this bestial sort of demonic thing, its gaping maw with sharp teeth, a long tongue just sort of slips out and then whips back and forth, and the tongue has spikes all over it. And then you just see the Yagnoloth sort of raise his hand. Down, boy. And he looks down at you, Bonnie, from his desk. Curious. What business do you have here? I was not told of an arrival.
We wish to have a meeting with the maestro.
The maestro will not be meeting anyone today. You
And why
may
is
make
that?
an appointment.
But we have some items that he would be interested in.
All mortals believe they have items the maestro would be interested in.
As we told the other guy in the other place, we have a blade from a vampire, a sword from a vampire lord, and something that fell from the sky. Both very powerful, hence why he brought us here.
If that scoundrel sent you here, then he certainly must have had a reason for it. Very well.
I hope so, or else why are we here?
You see him with his large left hand just sort of pick up a piece of parchment, and then it floats ahead of him, and he waves his right hand, a blue energy forming, and then starts writing up a contract. Then we shall make a deal then. Show me this item that fell from the sky.
Tyrannus, that's on you. You have it. Tyrannus?
Tyrannus would bring out the blade of blood and show it.
And this Yagnoloth looks down. I did not ask to see a blade. I am far more interested in this item that fell from the sky. Show it to me. This large Canoloth just sort of starts walking next to you, Bonnie. Hulking over. And then looking at Tyrannus, its tongue slowly coming out of its mouth towards you. What is this, then? As he starts looking at you all suspiciously.
Tyrannus would cast Fog Cloud centered on himself.
Oh my god. Okay, let's see the spell. You create a 20-foot radius sphere of fog centered on yourself. The sphere spreads around corners and its area is heavily obscured. It lasts for the duration or until a wind of moderate or greater speed, at least 10 miles per hour, disperses it. Interesting. What level did you cast it at?
First level, yeah.
Okay, 20 feet. Let's see. Just gonna draw that out. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So suddenly, boom. A
Tyrannus
thick
at the same
fog starts to just surround Tyrannus, and the whole area becomes obscured. The Canoloth, you guys would just hear it go. As
Tyrannus would pretty much yell out, "New plan."
and the Yagnoloth. What is the meaning of
What are you
this?
doing?
Okay, guys.
Pantry, pull out your shell.
What?
Pull them out of your shell.
At this,
Person
Lopsoc
in your
would
shell.
Lopsoc would just realizing that, okay, the plan's shot. Bonnie duck, and you see the gems in his eyes blaze with this blue fire. And Phanthwy, this must be a terrible sensation, but like the entirety of the armor just like sucks out of you, and he kind of jumps his head up a little bit, and everything combines into full Lopsoc with his full armor. and the runes kind of just glow down the sides of his armor.
You could have made it more creepy and just like the armor crawls out of the shell.
I feel like that'd take more than an action.
Suddenly,
It would crawl out of the shell and then fly towards them.
Lopsoc within the fog, and it looks really cool, but unfortunately, nobody can really see it because everything's obscured.
Body can see me. I'm right next to it.
Lopsoc's body, you guys would see in the middle of the fog a sort of tealish, ghoulish glow coming from that area, and then the glow disappears as Lopsoc's whole body is pushed back together.
Guess for this, Belgrath would go rage, so he doesn't have to use bonus action.
Sure, I'll
later
allow
on.
that. Yeah. Anybody else?
Would
Yeah.
Bonnie still have her blade out? She never really like her dawn on the blade.
How long does it last?
It lasts until I don't have the blade on me anymore.
Really? I'm pretty sure there's a duration.
Yep, there is. 1 second.
Yeah.
Right of dawn.
What's Ben doing?
I am activating my turret.
Okay.
Basically, start tinkering on my arm, like hitting a few buttons, and I'm gonna pull this large, like, machine off my back and kind of throw it like a few feet to my side, and then it's just gonna kind of like power up and onto 3 legs, kind of like a sentinel. I'm gonna summon a force ballista this time, not a.
Yeah. And none of you got close to the Yagnoloth before initiating combat. Because now you gotta roll for initiative! Belgarath, what's yours?
11.
Tyrannus?
Unnatural 20.
Anthony?
3.
Bonnie?
Unnatural 20.
Ben?
21.
Lopsoc?
10.
I'm gonna auto roll these guys. They rolled the Canoloth, the dog rolled a 2, and the Yagnoloth rolled a 9. So you guys all go before them, except for Thanthui.
I love going first. It's my favorite.
Thanthui goes between them. You hate going first, you fucking liar. All right, there's the initiative counter on roll 20. Ben, you're up.
I don't even know what the fuck to do.
What do? There's a fog
Sorry,
cloud.
Adam.
Yep.
Just FYI, it says it lasts until you finish a short or long rest, or if you aren't holding the blade at the end of your next turn.
Okay. I'm confused. Okay, so what does this mean?
So would it still be on? Would my dawn still be on the blade?
Did you activate it before your
I
short
activated
rest?
it in the shop.
Yeah, but then you put the blade back into its sheath. I'm guessing you were holding the blade the whole time you were talking to them, so you got to reactivate.
I mean, I didn't specify
David,
technically.
stop it. You were not.
Oh, fine,
you were
then. I'm gonna
100% not holding your blade when you were speaking to them.
hero.
Then, as my action before we initiated, I would have put it on there.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so you better take off some health then.
I know, I'm about to.
Okay, 2 health. All right, first is Ben. You had enough time to think. Now go, and everybody think about what you want to do before your turn so we can streamline combat here, okay? Please. Go ahead, Ben.
I want to hold my action, like hold my attack, to until this fucking big creepy thing right beside us attacks, and then I want to shoot it. So like I'm holding my action until this thing comes at me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to attack it. As soon as it comes at one of us, I'm going to shoot it
It's
twice.
actually quite obscured right now. You can't actually see it, so you're just sort of readying your action ready for it. Cool.
Yeah, and that's I'm not going to command my turret to do anything. That's
Okay, specifically
pretty
the
much all I got right
Canoloth.
now. Yeah, specifically the one that's
Gotcha.
in the immediate vicinity.
Okay. Cool.
Did
Bonnie,
you? Oh, there
you're
you go.
next.
There's. Oh God. Okay, so I'm going to then, I guess, go after the dog with my Bonnie's Bane. 15.
Okay, so
Does it hit?
sorry. No, you miss.
Okay, then as an extra attack as well with Bonnie's Bane. 24.
Hits.
Okay, so that is 5 damage. I'll do the right damage in a minute. I'm gonna attack again as my bonus action. 20.
20 hits.
Okay, so that's another 8. So that's 13. And now I'm gonna use the right damage. That way I don't have to do it all. I can do it once.
Yep. All right, guys, make sure that you're moving your own tokens, okay?
All right, so 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 damage.
17 damage total, okay. Bonnie, you slice and dice the Caneloth. 17. There we go. Jeez. Okay, so is that the end of your turn?
Yes. Now, for his purpose, for Lockjaw guy, fuck.
Close.
Yeah, him. What is it? What?
Lopsoc.
Lopsoc. There we go. For his purpose, for his reading, I guess.
I get it. What do you want to say?
All he would see is her eyes go really black, this blade come out, and then she makes it light up. Now, if it's radiant damage on him, so if he's that extra 4 is radiant damage.
That's fine.
That's the end of my turn.
Yeah.
Tyrannus is going to cast Guiding Bolt at the dog, the Caneloth.
Yep.
So for first, he's going to use his twinned spell, Metamagic, so I can target a second person.
Yep.
So I'm obviously going to target this is a Yagaloth?
The
at the top?
Yagnaloth. Yeah.
Yagnaloth. So we're going to target both of them with it.
Okay, so you'll have disadvantage on the Yagnaloth.
Okay.
Okay, because you're not close enough to him and you've created a fog cloud around yourself.
Okay. So I'll cast it again, I guess. I guess the disadvantage is the first one, the 11.
Yeah, so 11 misses,
Okay.
both of them.
Wait, so both miss?
Yeah, well, it was 11 to hit, right?
Right.
Okay. Why are you surprised?
Sorry, no. So in that case, even if I use one Metamagic spell, I can still use this one. I can spend 2 sorcery points to re-roll the d20.
Okay.
So 19.
19 hits.
So it takes 19 radiant damage.
This is the Caneloth?
Yes.
Gotcha. You would all hear this bestial, monstrous just sort of roar as it's being sliced and attacked.
And I'm going to use Tempestuous Magic as a bonus action and just fly 10 feet back this way.
You cast that fog cloud on yourself as the target, not a space, so it follows you.
Right.
Okay, so end of your turn. Next is Belgarath.
Guess I'll attack the Caneloth. But he will use reckless attack, so I get advantage.
And you're raging, right?
Yes, I'm raging.
So we'll tell Lopsoc what it looks like when Belgarath rages.
Well, he wouldn't be able to see me. I'm inside the fog.
I'll just say it.
Oh, fine. So Belgarath turns yellow. Sorry, not yellow. Turns completely red and almost like, I believe we described it as like almost like, yeah, dragon scales pretty much appear on his body. And I look like a freaking half goblin, half dragonborn hybrid, you could say.
You're also wearing my friend's bones.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Yes.
So no matter how cool you look, he doesn't give a fuck.
He only cares that I'm wearing his friend's bones. Or one of his customers' friend's bones, or whatever. So I will attack with advantage on both strikes. So that's the first one. Will be 15.
Yep.
And then the second hit,
So both 15s miss, unfortunately.
oof.
Yeah.
Okay then.
And so you're attempting to smash this thing with your big bone. You fail both times. At the end of your turn?
I'll actually use a bonus action to disengage.
Okay.
So, and I'll move
What
back.
ability do you have that allows you to do that?
Nimble escape.
Okay, that's what it's called.
You can take a disengage or hide action as a bonus action.
All right.
I think it's because I'm a goblin. I'm small.
Okay, so you run back next to Tyrannus, running away when you realize you can't hit this thing.
And that will end my turn.
All right, next up is Lopsoc the Lush.
All right, Lopsoc is going to move up to this creature, and I raise my scythe, and the scythe kind of burns with this dark necrotic energy, And at this point, Lopsoc is just bathed in this pale blue flame. And he brings the scythe down. Let's see if he can actually hit with. It is a 21 to hit,
Wow.
which I assume does.
That hits. Yes, you've hit. Yeah.
So I'm going to I'm going to use one of my first level warlock spells. I'm going to use a spell slot to pump a smite into my. So now I'm dealing necrotic and radiant damage.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure how to roll this correctly. So
That's fine. Take your timer.
So I'm going to do the regular damage first, the slashing damage, and then it looks like I can click the necrotic and click the radiant. Or sorry, it looks like I already did the slashing one-handed. So 11 points of slashing damage.
Yep.
So Lopsoc moves up to the Candleloth, raises his scythe. Hold no pity for those who suffer and die, for death's cold embrace is a mercy. And the scythe glows with necrotic energy as he slashes down. 21 to hit. Will hit him.
That hits.
And he deals 11 points of regular damage and 6 more points of necrotic damage. As a free action part of this, he's going to burn a first level warlock spell slot to smite, which will deal some radiant damage as well.
Yep. Wow, necrotic and radiant.
All in one, baby.
Yep.
He's throwing that yin and yang at him.
So 8 more points of radiant damage.
Okay, so the total, if I'm not mistaken, I'm looking at here is that was 17 plus 8, 25 total damage. Some of that was necrotic, some of that was radiant, some of that was slashing. Okay, that is huge. Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, I can attack twice, right?
You can attack again, yes.
So yes, my class dive 5 levels in Paladin, so I do get a second attack. A 25 to hit.
That hits.
Damn.
The fact that he gets a +9. Holy shit.
And that's going to deal
7
points of necrotic damage. Does the smite last all round? Or does it just last?
Oh, no, it doesn't keep lasting. You expended the spell slot.
So I expended on the first hit, so I'm not going to do it on the second hit.
No.
But that's still going to deal 16 slashing.
Yeah. Wow, another 16.
Wait, is that taking into account the extra damage because it's a fiend?
What do you mean?
It wouldn't be, is it? Does it?
The damage increases by 1d8 if the target is an undead or a fiend.
It is a fiend, so that means you got to roll 1 more d8, and I'll add that to the radiant damage that you did on the first attack. Fuck.
All right, 2
Two
more
more
damage.
damage. Hey, two damage is 2 damage. You have fucked this thing up, Lopsoc. So Lopsoc then just glows after he says these words. He comes in with his scythe. You guys would see him casting these powerful magics upon the Candleloth, and it starts gushing blood from his strikes. It lets out a horrifying screech, dog-like monstrous, as it falls back a bit. Is that the end of your turn?
That is the end of my turn. 2 attacks.
Okay. Next is the Yagnoloth. The Yagnoloth is going to look at Bonnie. That's who he would attack. It's the only person he spoke to, and he's really the only person he can really see right now. With his one arm just like slams into his own desk, breaking it in half, and then steps forward. And then with his small little hand, he pulls up some magic from his spell book, which then starts churning into lightning in his hand as he shoots a lightning bolt at Bonnie. A stroke of lightning forming in a line 100 feet long. Okay, so I'm gonna do it in a line. So I'll hit a whole bunch of you.
You'll hit the Candleloth too.
I could position it in a way that it doesn't, for sure. I let you guys do that fucking all the time. I'm finally doing it, god damn it.
The way I see it is if you're going for Bonnie at most, you could get a disadvantage on like Belgrath if you're going for a straight line. Because he's also covered in fog.
Well, no, it's a straight line, right?
It's a line and a save from us, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a line and a save, right? So I'm not going against anybody's AC. I would totally get that, Billy, if it was against an AC, but he doesn't care. He's shooting in a straight line.
Well, where is he standing?
Yeah, he can't fucking do it in a
Have to
diagonal
move him
line.
closer.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
That's more or less what I'm saying. Is if it's in a straight line, the most you can get is like Belgrade.
He's sitting on his throne up there.
Oh. Well, it's 100 feet, guys. 100 feet.
long.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's 100 feet long.
That's fine.
just
but I'm
saying the
saying if
angle
he's
you
going
were
in a
doing.
straight line,
Yeah.
he can't get me and Thanthui when we're over here on an angle.
No. He's not going to be able to hit you in Thanthui. The only people getting hit are Bonnie, Lopsoc, Belgarath, and Tyrannus.
So the majority
Of you, yes, are about to get fucked up. So a stroke of lightning forming in a line 100 feet long, 5 feet wide, blasts out from his hand. You would all just see it come gusting through the fog cloud. Each of you in the line need to make a dexterity saving throw.
I get advantage on that.
That's fine.
Wow, that's nearly the best I could do. Paladins are not dexterous.
DC
I got a nat
16.
one.
DC 16.
All right, well, I got 14,
Tyrannus,
so.
fuck.
I do have resistance to lightning, though.
You do? Well, that's gonna fucking save you because you're getting double damage with your nat
I
one.
get
By the way, Griffin,
piles.
I punish nat ones like a motherfucker, but I also give them a lot of stuff when they roll a nat 20. So yeah. So let me just roll the damage and we'll go from there.
Oh no.
Okay, so Griffin, you're gonna take
18 of that,
Lopsoc, you're gonna take 18 damage. Belgarath,
I take 18 as well.
you take why? Because you take half.
Yeah,
Okay.
in rage, I'm resistant to everything.
Okay,
even
you take
spells.
18 lightning damage. Tyrannus, you take 72 lightning damage.
Cut in half because of
Cut
resistance.
in half, you take 36
And I'm down.
from lightning.
More than,
The
that's more than.
fog cloud, is that concentration?
Yep.
Okay, so the
that's
fog
gone.
cloud disappears. The Yangaloth just shoots this torrent of lightning. The fog cloud disperses as Tyrannus is zapped and falls down, completely unconscious. Going down the line, Bonnie, you take 36 lightning damage.
Yep.
Now the fog cloud is clear. The Yagnoloth then pulls back. You would see all the imps are freaking out, screaming, and just twirling in the air above you. There's pieces of paper and contracts just like falling down all over the place. The Yagnoloth looks down. Now I can see you all. And then that's where he's going to end his turn. Next is Thanthui.
Can Thanthui negotiate a contract?
You're welcome to try.
Thanthui knows the outcome of what's gonna happen. So Thanthui wants to approach right here. And Thanthui's gonna go, I know you're a man of contract. Can we negotiate something? Because this was not our intention.
Roll persuasion with disadvantage, and that's your action.
Oh no.
Nat 1.
With a nat
Yep, nat 1. Just kill me now.
as you come up and,
We all
and say
dead.
that, Thanthui.
Should have just healed.
We're gonna die regardless.
Why? You just run away. You just back up every time. You start a fight and then make us all die.
I'm the squishiest person. Of course I'm going to step away.
Should not have
I'm
started
a
the fight.
ranged attacker.
Also, would Ben's action go off at this point, now that the fog's gone? You can clearly see the...
Not yet. Because the Canoloth hasn't attacked. The Yagnoloth attacked.
Yep. When the Canoloth attacks, that'll activate his held action.
I wish.
We will negotiate when all of your little friends are dead. Turtle, step aside.
And is that the end of your turn, Thanthui? You have a bonus action.
But I don't want to engage in combat.
Then that's entirely up to you. What do you want to do?
If you don't, we're all dead. Like, I'm bleeding like crazy right now. One's already down.
Oh my gosh, hold on. My bonus action is all attacking. No, I don't want to attack
Okay,
him.
do you want to look around the area, see what's maybe on the ground or anything?
Was there something?
I don't know. Is there? Roll a quick perception check.
You're acting like there's something I should know.
I'm just saying, like, Banthwy needs to make a decision so we can continue combat. So
Yeah, then he's going
roll perception. I'll let you know what's around.
Sorry, that'd be a 17.
Yeah, you would see that a few of the parchments that have fallen to the ground are glowing with magic. So there are some possible powerful things falling from the sky right now with all the imps freaking out and throwing papers.
I'd like to try to pick up one of those glowing papers.
Okay, you pick one up and it's glowing in Celestial.
I do not speak Celestial.
Then you have no idea what language it is. But it's glowing in a gold writing.
Okay,
That's
well.
the end of your turn.
That'll be it.
Okay. Next is the Caneloth. The Caneloth is going to attack you, Lopsoc. It's very angry.
That would trigger mine, but I'll let you do your thing
Yes.
first.
23 to hit,
23 hits.
16 slashing damage. And
Alright.
then its tongue is going to attack you. Ooh, 25 to hit.
Yeah, 25 hits.
Okay. 23 piercing damage.
Yep, 23 piercing just knocks Lopsoc out.
Oh, Lopsoc becomes this Caneloth slashes at him, and then the tongue comes out and wraps up around Lopsoc, and Lopsoc is just squeezed a bit, and Lopsoc, and then suddenly you guys would just see his head just like keel over to the side, and just like the very life force just like leave his body, and the Caneloth is now holding you in its grasp and its tongue. And that's the end of its turn. Next is Ben. Ben, you're doing your hold action. It's
Yeah,
funny, you
so I'm
get to
gonna
pretty much
shoot.
do two turns right now at once, so go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm gonna shoot the thing twice.
Yeah, that hits.
It's a 23 and an 11.
Definitely 23 hits.
14 damage.
14 damage. Okay.
And that's my held action.
Okay, now it's your turn.
For my turn, I am going to go to Tyrannus, give him some of my funky juice,
Okay.
cast some cure wounds, and heal him for 10.
Tyrannus, you wake up. Ben's mechanical arm transforms into a syringe with a green liquid, and he sticks it into your chest, and you just wake up.
And before I end my turn, I am going to command my turret to shoot the fucking Kangaloth in the fucking
Okay,
face.
go ahead. Ooh,
It's a natural 20 for it.
not
For damage. Or for not for damage, for the hit. And then it'll be 2d8.
that was damage. You didn't roll to hit.
Oh, was it damage?
Yeah, you can keep that damage
Oh, no.
if you hit, but you got to roll to hit first.
I'm just gonna roll a d20. 'Cause I'm not sure.
All right, your turret misses. Doesn't matter. Okay, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay, next is Bonnie.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna keep attacking this dog thing.
Okay.
I mean, I have, otherwise I have to disengage and shit, so,
Yeah, it sounds like a you problem.
right? Fuck. I mean, this thing is gonna kill us, so. Do I want to? Do I want to stop and just be like, whoa, 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 whoa?
Taking some juicy damage. At least the Caneloth is taking.
Oh, the
a decent amount of
Caneloth
damage.
looks like it's about to die. It's like really damaged.
Fuck it, going for it. I mean, whatever. Go big, go home, right? Here we go. 14, probably not.
This is
20,
that hits.
7 damage.
Okay,
17,
that hits.
okay. 7, so that's 14 damage. And then
Bonnie, how do you kill the Caneloth?
I guess I don't really need my other damage on it.
Bonnie, How do you kill a cantaloupe?
So Bonnie would run up its. I guess it's bigger than me.
Oh yeah, and it's holding Lopsoc's lifeless body in its tongue as its teeth are gnarling at you, and Lopsoc's just like floating up in the air, wrapped up in its tongue.
I'll have her like kind of run up his arm at the same time, like slice its tongue out,
yeah,
and then like off, and then jump down and stab it through its head.
And you see the cantaloupe just like keel over, fall to the ground, lifeless. And you've killed it.
All right. Shebeg,
Do you want to make a deal now, or should we end you too?
Cool, but you've done all your actions. You really can't do intimidation right now.
okay, fine. She ends her turn.
Next is Tyrannus. You're awoken.
Tyrannus is going to cast Cure Wounds on Lopsoc.
Okay.
I'm going to do it at 3rd level.
Technically, she's like on top of him.
This healing magic infuses around you, Lopsoc, and your eyes suddenly alight again with your soul bound to your armor, and you awaken.
All right.
Wait, hold on. That's not the right amount.
Save me from making my first death save in 5e.
Don't worry, I'll let you roll one soon.
Is that 1d8? So it should be 3d8 for this spell slot level. Add those up, so it's 10 healing damage, or 10 healing damage.
You're healed for 10.
10 healing.
You're all looking really fucked up right now.
I look fine.
I look fine.
Me too.
Maybe our healer should do mass healing.
No. You guys got yourself into this.
I didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything either. I was quiet.
I was trying to
bystanders here.
negotiate, and then Tyrannus started it, okay? Your best friend. Just
And then as a
saying.
bonus action, I'm going to fly over here behind the corpse of that
And
thing.
sort of use its body as like a shield. It's just like
Yes.
Okay. And
Yes.
Elgarath, it's your turn.
Fuck. I wanted to attack it. I don't want to. I guess if anything, Belgarath would move up to the side, and then depending on what happens next, like what he does, he's going to hold action for if he attacks, then Belgarath will attack.
Isn't Belgarath in rage mode? Wouldn't he just go straight for the attack?
David,
in
let
rage
Cody
mode?
play his character. Cody plays character. It's fine. Okay.
Yeah, but then Belgarath would also realize that he got hit with a lightning wave that did a good chunk of damage and downed someone. So he's raged.
You're just prepared because you do see Thanthui was trying to negotiate with this guy, failed miserably, but still you're...
And Belgarath, even though he's pissed off, he can subside his rage and realize that he's pretty powerful.
Okay.
So he's going to hold his attack until if the creature attacks, then Belgarath will attack.
Okay. Next is Lopsoc. It's your turn.
Gonna go ahead and use an action to pump 20 hit points back into myself with some lay on
Oh,
hands.
fuck. You guys would see. You would just infuse yourself with that spirit magic, this teal blue energy flowing around you like fire. And slowly the chips in your bones and everything start to heal and fix themselves. The dents in your armor just sort of bump out and heal.
Brand new man.
Yeah.
And that is an action. As a bonus action. Oh, shoot. I kind of want to do this, but I only get it once per short rest. And I don't know if we're going to negotiate this guy.
You can always hold.
Probably not.
Do it.
I'm probably gonna kill
Can
him.
you hold? Can you hold?
I
a
will
bonus
just
action?
say this guy looks fucking pissed.
Yeah, okay.
Especially after speaking to Thanthui.
I'm going to use my Hexblade's Curse. So once per short rest as a bonus action. I can choose one creature I can see within 30 feet to curse for 1 minute. Well, am I
Ooh,
within
you have
30 feet?
Ooh,
Yeah.
an Hexblade, that's not bad.
So he's cursed. Now when I roll a 19 or 20, it crits, and I do an extra 3 damage every time I deal damage to him.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn. Right? Action and bonus action.
Yep, absolutely. Blue tealy magic just surround him. And he just... Well,
I haven't had a fight in a long time. I have dispatched mortals 10 times greater than any of you. And it is now his turn. And he is going to attack Thanthui. So, let's see. First of all, Thanthui, he's just going to punch you with his huge fucking arm. 23 to hit.
Yeah.
Do a Constitution save, please, as you take 27 bludgeoning damage.
When I look at this guy, all I can think of is the episode Quagmire finds internet porn. Like straight up.
Trust
like,
me, it's an ongoing joke in the D&D community about the Yagnoloth, okay? That's why we're getting it over with.
like
You
the
fail.
one Jack. Just watching some of that internet porn.
All right, so he punches you with his massive arm. You must see Constitution save, or you are now stunned until the end of his next turn, Thanthui.
Cool.
As he just fucking, you guys would just see him with his large arm just fucking knock Thanthui right in the fucking face. And then he's going to use his electrical grasp on, electrified touch on you. 27, you take 23 more damage. That's 40 damage total.
Yeah, I'm down. It's fine.
And then he zaps Thanthui with his hand. And Thanthui just smolders and looks lifeless on the ground. That's the end of his turn. And he looks to, Belgarath, you would then activate your ready action. Go ahead.
So I will attack him.
Belgarath, seeing his friend go down, screams with his giant hammer and runs up to the Yagnoloth. That's definitely.
That's damage.
Oh, that's
Are you going to
damage.
do reckless attack?
No, it's just a regular attack.
Okay. Reckless attacks gives you advantage, right?
You know what? Fuck it. I'll go reckless.
He's gonna do reckless finally. Not.
I did reckless on this guy before.
Yeah. You did?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So I'll roll again. So the first one would be 14.
14 misses.
My second attack,
Nat 20.
nat 20, 25.
Yep.
And then I'll just roll again just in case. 17. So my second attack would be in nat 20.
Yep.
Two hand, so it would be, I guess, I don't know why one-handed is higher than two-handed.
You double the 6 is what Adam does. He doesn't do the crit +3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 12 damage.
12 bludgeoning damage. And
And then I will
finally, the Yagnoloth has been damaged. Okay.
Can I still use, because I held an action, can I still use a bonus action as well? No, okay.
Okay, end of your turn.
Ends my turn.
Okay, next is Thanthui. Roll a death save.
What? Yeah.
Why?
What do I roll? For some reason, it's not letting me click.
D20 plus 10 or 11 plus is up 10 and under.
I think he means it should be on his the
Yeah,
D&D
for
Beyond.
some reason,
Just
it's
roll a
not
d20 on roll 20.
doing anything for
Just
me.
roll one d20 because that's all it is. There's no bonuses. That's
12.
one life. One life, Thanthui. All right, next would be the Canoloth, but he's dead. So after that, Benjamin Grimshaw.
Okay. I'm going to start by taking 2 shots at him.
Okay.
I'm going to command my turret to move up after 2, but it's not really. Just to more or less follow me. Yeah. Okay, so they both miss.
Okay, so you miss miserably. That's a nat 1.
Yeah.
Or with the advance. Okay, gotcha.
It's my damage roll was a nat
Yeah.
1. It's a really shitty roll. All right, so then I am going to use my action surge, which will give me an extra action. With that action, I am going to give Thanthui some of my funky juice. Yes, sir.
Thanthui, you get some of that funky juice that he gets out of a syringe in his arm that he doesn't tell you guys how he makes it, and now you are cured and you awaken.
And I'm going to use my bonus action to have my turret attack.
Luckily, you all pretty much have healing spells, eh?
I don't.
Yeah, I wonder why that happened, because we all got fucked up.
Cody, if you have to go, do you want to give your character over to somebody else?
I have to go very soon as well.
That's fine. Go ahead. Okay, so you've healed Thanthui. Is that the end of your turn, Ben?
Yeah, so my turret misses at roll 4.
Okay, Bonnie.
All right. Yes, Bonnie will run up and get him.
Okay.
I mean, what it seems like everyone's doing, right? We're all gonna die, but you know.
I'm like healer this episode.
I don't have any healing spells, so I'm probably gonna die.
You're fine.
That's because like everybody's getting fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, so 22,
That hits.
25,
That hits.
11.
Misses.
So 5, 10. Ooh, actually, here we go. So, that's what I want here. Give me 1 second. So, 10, and then 5 of it. So 15 total, but 5 of it is, radiant.
Gotcha.
Then, I'm also going to brand him. So, I will put that on there. I'm going to brand him with my Crimson Ray as well. I can choose a Seer brand of Arcane brand. So, whenever he attacks any of my people, he takes 1 damage of psychic damage.
Okay, gotcha. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right. Tyrannus, your turn.
I'm casting Guiding Bolt again.
Go ahead.
21.
21 hits.
He takes 22 radiant damage.
Ooh, okay. Yep.
And that's all I'm going to do. Going to keep hiding behind this Caneloth.
Okay.
Fucking wimp.
So, wow.
I mean, what?
Belgrath, one last time before you go.
So Belgrath. Screw it. Let's do it again. Reckless attack.
Go ahead.
Actions. 14. Oh, wait, no.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, it would be 14 on the first
Misses.
one. Second one, unnatural 24.
Gotcha.
And then so it'll be 24 in the second one. So it'll be 8 damage to him.
Yep.
And then I'll use Nimble Escape again and disengage a couple feet back.
Okay. Bash him with your giant bone. All right. Next is Lopsoc.
You've created some room for Lopsoc to get up there. So Lopsoc is gonna move in, use his bonus action now that he's within range to enact his vow of enmity,
Ooh.
which gives me advantage on all attack rolls against this thing for a minute. He kind of turns to Bonnie for a second. We really gotta end this fast, don't we? And he begins to charge up his smite into his sight.
Okay.
And rains down 2 attacks here.
Oh, let's hope this epic moment isn't for nothing.
Well, I have advantage, so I'm crossing my fingers here.
Let's see.
Right.
Is that?
That's a 25 for the
Wow,
first
that
one. But
hits.
We'll see if I.
That's
crit
it.
on
Also
I
a
don't.
hit. Oh,
Well,
sorry.
That's 2 rolls for the advantage.
Gotcha.
So the first one hits, and that's going to deal. A little complicated for this rolling scheme.
Yeah.
That's going to deal 13 points of slashing damage, 9 points of necrotic damage, and plus another 14 radiant damage.
Yep.
And then his second attack.
So what's the total on that one?
The total on that one is 23, 30, 36.
Jesus. Okay.
Attack numero 2.
Remember all the different types. If aim is double, Adam, take it.
I'm aware. He has more resistances than vulnerabilities.
Ignore that. Didn't mean that's clicking the page.
Okay.
Okay, then it looks like I'm at 16 for the second one. Is that right? Yeah.
No, you didn't roll
That's
to hit.
damage. You didn't actually roll to hit.
Yeah, you have to just roll to hit again. Oh, 20, that hits. Oh my god.
And then I got to roll for my advantage, right?
Yep.
Or did I?
Yeah,
already
roll again.
here?
Okay, so 20, that hits. Let's see the damage.
But
All right, here comes again.
Hold on though. Isn't any of your 19 and 20s a crit because of the spell you did before? So before your other one, you got over 20. You got 25. Oh, well, plus 9. So you didn't actually roll a 20. Never
Well,
mind.
no, isn't it a 19 or 20 on the die? I think
Yeah,
it
it
shifts
is.
from
Okay.
a
Not with
20
the
on the die
bonus
to a
table.
19 to 20.
Okay.
Yeah. So that 25 is not a
Oh.
19 or 20 for me.
Yeah.
Well, I
unfortunately.
tried, okay?
20 hits.
Hey, I would have taken it.
What's the damage?
But yeah, the 20 hits. So that is 16 points of slashing damage, 5 points of necrotic damage, and 13 points of radiant damage.
To the combined total of
It's going to be 21, 31, 34 points of damage on that one. So total, that's looking like 70 points of damage.
Lopsoc. How do you kill the Yagnoloth?
Again, he basically just turns to Ba and he says, "We gotta end this quick, right?" And starts siphoning all of his spell energy into his scythe to make it just glow with this holy light. And then he just takes it straight down the middle of the guy. Think like if any of you have seen Seven Deadly Sins when when we're thinking sin of pride here. Sliced right in half.
oh yeah, good times.
Okay, so that's what you do, and sure enough, this Yagnoloth, he sort of raises his large arm, his left hand forward, and then he starts speaking as you're coming down for a slash, and he's like, "You little peasant, you're nothing more than a mistake made by the maestro. I will rectify this mistake now." And he's completely sliced in half, and blood just spews everywhere, green and red blood, as he's completely cut in half and falls to the ground. All of the imps above start, some of them landing, and they're just screaming at the top of their lungs, this chorus of just screaming devils. And that's the end of combat. As you're all just trying to catch your breath, suddenly you notice that this portal, this gate, is ahead and behind where the desk was, right behind where this Lopsoc has just cut this Yagnoloth in half. And this gate begins to shift and move until within you see a dark portal into another plane.
Benjamin, do you have any more of that juice?
I got one more vial.
I could use it.
All right, here you go, big boy.
Oh, so that's where you were hiding.
He'll stick him with his funky juice.
Oh, gross. And
Heal him for another
and
night.
sticks you with that good green juice. As you're all just sort of trying to catch your breath, suddenly that portal starts to shift and move, and then an image slowly begins to appear. Lopsoc, you would recognize this image.
Tim, the maestro, he showed himself.
And looking down, you just see the maestro looking. Most impressive indeed. Well, it's been some time since I've been able to play a game.
Come then, mortals. Come and play.
That's where we're going to end this episode. I want to thank everybody for listening to this episode of the Stubborn Heroes. Just a reminder, we've just relaunched all of our Patreon merch. That includes mugs, stickers, t-shirts, hoodie. I want to give a big shout out to Joseph, our new $100 patron, who is going to be actually starring in a one-shot with us in 3 months' time, which we're really looking forward to. But there's...
Fuck yeah, Joe, you rock.
Joe, we all love you. Just to let you know, you can also sign up and become the 7th, one of the our tiers there, and you could also join us for a one-shot in a future episode. So make sure you check that out. All of the information is there at stubbornheroes.com, or you can go straight there to patreon.com/stubbornheroes. And I want to thank you, Griffin, for joining us. You'll join us again next time. We have to conclude this story, figure out what's going on. You want to just remind people where to find your stuff?
Sure. First things first, though, definitely sign up for these guys' Patreon. They were a blast to hang out with. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Aw.
Oh, it was a lot of fun to have you.
You're going to be back. It's not goodbye.
I'll be back. It's
You'll be back. It'll be more
It'd be
fun.
weird if Lopsoc
More
would.
You better be
more
back.
fun,
I love
more everything.
Lopsoc.
You know, the portal opens, Lopsoc turns to dust.
No, we got to see where this game goes. And honestly, I made these encounters. This little peek behind the curtain here, really quick. I made these encounters, and I was really worried that they might be too tough. But these guys have stepped over everything I've ever put in front of them. I wanted to put something so fucking deadly in front of them, and I still am. So, at long last, you all feel peril and feel like you can fucking die. And you don't know what that means to me as a DM. Griffin does, but you guys don't. You know what that means.
Well, as long as we all get, actually healed.
Yeah, we'll see next time. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you later. See ya. Bye.
Bye.
All right.